Okay. Tonight we are playing or continuing our campaign in Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyoerboria. I feel so little now that the way we do the screen, if anyone can see it. So we are. This is session 14. After lucky session 13, we had a bit of a break because it's always good to leave it on a cliffhanger, as it would be. So, referring back to my notes, I don't think anybody's perished yet, but you guys are having taken a few days, kind of a bit of side quest, I guess you might call it, in the town of Calencia, uh, doing a little bit of detective work to locate a possible artifact that has some of this green glowing properties. Uh, that you're hired by the magician Zool, right, to head out into the desert to get these green diamonds with him. This has been you guys had to stop here to resupply. Uh, Conveniently, there was a rumor of this amphoria of Apollo that glowed green, and 7 years ago there was a bit of a story of a murder behind it. But y'all have sleuthed out that there is a man who had killed his brother and came to live like a wild man in this ruined fane of Apollo, and having traveled into the the caverns below, essentially, you found yourself face to face with what would well, it's clearly now a lycanthrope, a werewolf, with the mighty the mighty Brighild wrestling the werewolf to the ground with the hand from Uhtred as well, and Oltan's silver hammer, just like Maxwell, bringing the creature to down into kind of a controlled state, and Pinesta's sweet talk from her invisible state. The man that was a beast is now reverting back to a man. While that's happening, your party member, friend, Kassan, sorry, uh, has discovered a secret door and taken it upon himself to make his way through said secret door. And when we last saw him, he stepped into a what appears to be an open cave with something growling very heavily
Hmm.
at his side. So let's go through, and you guys can enjoy your characters so we can see what they're all about or whatever. And once we do that, we will get back into the action. So I'm just going to start the way they are on my screen here. So Tony, tell us about Brighild and what's going on with her right now.
Brighild the Imposing is the warlock who is sometimes mistaken for a Viking just because of her appearance and her size. She stands very tall and very muscular. She is actually a Chimeri Celt. But at this point, she is pretty much hanging on for dear life as she's struggling to hang on to this creature that she has, knowing that Uhtred and Oltan will do their best to help secure it. That she doesn't want to do any physical harm to this creature, knowing that it's probably the man they're searching for. So at this point, the only thing on her mind is to hold on for dear life. That is Brighild the Imposing.
Excellent. This will definitely go down in the Bard's storybook, I'm sure. The song of Brighild wrestling the fearsome werewolf. Speaking of our Bard, Pinesta, what's going on with you?
Panista, the the city killer, she is a bard, and she is invisible right now, and she stands about 5'2", and she has brilliant red hair for now, and she is trying to get Loden, who she's assuming this is Loden anyway, to calm down by making him think that the green glass is speaking to him in her invisible state, because she promised his twin brother Leifer that she would try to bring him back um, alive and hopefully mentally stable. And so she is just trying to make sure the others hopefully don't kill him before she can calm him down. And that's what she's thinking.
Excellent. Also holding down the werewolf is Uhtred. Kenneth, tell us about Uhtred a little bit. What's going on there?
Uhtred is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, burly Viking. 6'4". He's known as the Dragon Slayer. He's a frequent gladiator in the arena. And he's currently wrestling a werewolf, or ex-werewolf.
Indeed.
And that's Uhtred.
Currently wrestling a werewolf. Yeah, that's pretty much describes the situation. How about our priest there, or a cleric, Ultan?
Ultan is the Celt cleric, and he has just been in this fight with his merry band. He brought down after watching Brighild wrestle this huge man, this bear man or whatever, and seeing Uhtred there as well, and then knowing that he got to bring down the final blow to put this man to lay him low, not kill him, but at least knock him out. He feels pretty proud of himself, and he kind of walks over, takes a look at everybody, sees that Brighild, his good friend, who catches his eye occasionally. He walks over to her as she's all bloodied from wrestling this thing. He goes to lay a hand on her shoulder and says, that was absolutely amazing.
Just to clarify, I don't want to interrupt you, but just to clarify, this says he's not unconscious. He's not unconscious. He's just he's transforming back into a man. Just so that's clear.
Yeah, but not
and he's still struggling.
Oh, are they still holding him down?
Oh yeah, he's still struggling. I mean, he's.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I got you. All right. Well, in that case, so he glances over at Brighild and all that. He starts to move toward her and stretches out his hand and hopes to give her aid as they continue to struggle. And that is Ultan, the Celt cleric of Yunde, the nature god.
Excellent. So, on the other side of, might as well be the other side of the world for what's going on, is our also religious character, purloiner, named Kassan. So, Kassan, you have stepped out into this room. Let me get the description again, just so that it's clear what you're looking at. Okay, so essentially you've been working your way through this narrow path with your torch in front of you, or I think it was a torch, yeah. And you kind of squeeze through. I mean, it's maybe wide enough that you could possibly go shoulders if you're like this. And as you kind of pop out with your torch and your eyes kind of stabilize, you see that the space is not huge, but it's definitely some kind of a cave to the outside. You would imagine overlooking, high above the water, because there's a large cliff here. It's maybe a 6-7 foot wide cave opening with light pouring in, so you can see into this room. The room itself is a very rough cave. It is maybe 30 by 20 total. In the center of it, there is a statue of Apollo with a sword raised, and that probably catches your eye immediately when you kind of stick your torch in. And when you turn, because you hear a sound, you see a large, very, very large wolf growling at you. So tell us about Kassan and what's going on here. How'd you find yourself in this predicament?
Yeah, Kassan, he had found a secret path, and after having a box drop out of thin air, he pushed his way through this very tight cavern, torch flickering in front of him. And as he's emerged into this space, He believes that this is the area that must hold the treasure that they came here to seek after, which is supposedly a uh, like a glass or a jewel or a green vase or something of some kind. So he's kind of brought his torch around the room, hoping that that's what he finds. And as he hears growling, he probably kind of looks off, and his heart skips a beat, and he gets ready to cast a spell.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so like I said, there's a statue of Apollo, sword raised. In his other hand is a bow. Okay, so back at the group. So as I said, the man is transforming now from wolf to man again. He is he starts to speak at first and it growls, but then it breaks into the common tongue as he says, "It's mine, it's mine, mine," and he's kind of struggling, but he's much weaker, of course, in the form of a man. Um, as he's looking at you, he is very dirty. Um, he's wearing basically shredded clothes. They look like they may have been like at least decent clothes, if not fine clothes, at some point. But clearly they've been just like torn and shredded and not washed. His hair is all in mats and just cling like the filth. His eyes are deep sunk set, but they seem to, even though the room is relatively dark. I forget who has a torch. Somebody has a torch. Is it Vanessa has a torch? There is light in here somewhere.
I don't think so. I was invisible. I don't see how I'd have a.
Yeah, who ran in with the torch? Maybe it was Oltan. Somebody has a torch because I know there's light in here. Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to wrestle. Well,
yeah,
I know
I
that
think
Brighill
I
can
did.
see. Well, I know that Kassan has a torch. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Kassan's not with us.
it's been a while, so I can't remember if I had my.
Yeah, I think possibly you had the torch. That would probably make the most sense.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say that if that's okay. So, or a lantern, or whatever you have lit. You can see that even though it's dark in here and the flickering shadows, you can see how dirty he is. His eyes seem to be emanating light, like they're glowing green, as he looks kind of crazed at you. I guess he's probably mostly looking at Oltan because Oltan's kind of standing above him, having assaulted him with the silver hammer. The other two are more or less holding him down.
Hey, Daniel.
Yep.
Sorry. I just wanted to say I remember Oltan had cast light on, I believe it was Uhtred's sword or shield or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it was a question of whether or not it would affect that information spell, and it does not.
That's not true. That's my glowing personality.
Well, I don't remember what it was on, though. Was it on Uhtred or was it on Oltan? It was definitely on Uhtred.
I think it is Uhtred. Now that
Sure, it is
Okay.
on Uhtred.
Okay,
Yeah,
that makes
I think
sense.
I wrote
Thanks,
it
Crystal.
down.
No, that's good. Thanks, Crystal. I had some notes. I don't know what happened to them, so I'm just going off memory. Sorry. As far as that's concerned, I was just looking at them. Yeah. So okay. So Uhtred's lit up.
Yeah,
Holding
Brickhill keeps holding on to him the best she can as she feels Altan's, hand up on her shoulder, but she turns and flinches at that, and she looks towards Uhtred and she goes, "I think I've got him. To tie him up, get a rope or something, and let's tie him up and secure him."
And Uhtred will pull out a rope and attempt to do so.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think what happened last time, if I remember right, I'm just going to go off my memory, is that he had failed 3 times in a test to strike to get away from you. So I just he's basically you've got him. You can definitely tie him up. You can see that he's definitely not happy about it, and so he's struggling. So it might take a couple of rounds to do it, but it's not like you'll have to roll for it or anything. Is there anything else anybody else would want to do while he's being tied?
So when Brighild was talking about being, fighting for her life, does she mean like just fighting for her life with this animal, or fighting for her life as in like almost out of hit points?
Oh no, just fighting to hold on to him, the creature.
Oh, okay. So you're not all bloodied up.
Oh no,
like
I'm
almost
okay right now.
Oh, I got you.
Kind
Yeah,
of. I mean, I am hurt, but I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the creature actually hurt you at all. I mean, not the so she doesn't look any worse than she did when you saw her last.
Okay.
And the
You
only
know,
damage
right.
done to the creature has been with the silver burns.
Yeah.
So there's no blood really. I mean, besides what there was earlier. All right, so you're doing that. Okay, that'll take a couple rounds. Panesta, you doing anything or Uhtred?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm looking.
Uldred.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Panesta.
I'm looking around, in the light, whatever light there is. Can I try to find the M4A?
Oh, sure, you got to search around the room. You can definitely do that. Okay, yeah. So as they're tying him up, so this room is it's a mess. It's clear probably by looking at it that this is where he's been sleeping. Perhaps we even woke him up. You could see this kind of a rough palette of just like, twigs and grasses that he's brought down here to sleep upon. There's bones. It's unclear if they're what they're from. I mean, some look like they could be from. I mean, there's ape men and stuff around, so but some definitely look human-ish on quick assessment. And as you're kind of digging through his stuff, of course, he's very not happy. Well, he can't really see you because you're invisible. You kind of
Yep.
push aside some of these. You notice there's some casks here that seem like they probably had some. They're pretty fresh, actually. You could smell the fresh wine and ale that, of course, is no longer in them. It's spilt about the place. As you push them aside, you actually see pushed under the pallet. You see the shape of what appears to be a sword inside of a sheath, and you also see a small leather pouch that's kind of next to it. But you don't see the
Okay.
M4. The M4 is pretty big. You don't see it here, but you do see those items. If you want to investigate them further, you can do that.
I do. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. They're just kind of floating in the air at this point because I'm invisible.
Yeah. I mean, if you grab more, you might just be like looking at them. What about Altair? Are you going to do anything in particular in these couple rounds, taking time up?
No, I'm just going to stick with trying to keep him tied up and safe.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so the three of you can very easily tie this fella up. He's pretty beat, having been exposed to the power of your god. So cutting back to the other room. So Crystal, I'm sorry, Kassan. This creature is about to jump on you. It is a giant wolf. So I think you're going to cast a spell. That's your plan.
That is what Kassan would like to do.
Alrighty, let's roll initiative.
Yep. D6, right?
Yep, just a straight D6.
Yes, I rolled a 6.
Excellent. Let's see.
Of course, it still has to make a saving throw once actually cast.
Okay, it got a 4, so you're going to go first, so your spell will go off. What are you casting?
All right, so he says, "Realm, hide me in your shadows," as he casts Sanctuary, and the any opponents have to make a saving throw versus sorcery, and if they fail, they just can't attack me. Like they'll ignore me completely, as long as I'm not violent towards them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so awesome. All right, so it's gonna obviously it's trying to attack you, so it will make a saving throw. Let's see. 14. What's its saving throw? Let me go to the wolf. Nope, I'm looking at spells. Sorry. Anticipation, skill in me here.
Page 202. Oh, sorry. Sanctuary is on 202.
No. I'm looking for its saving throw.
Yeah.
15 is its
20.
saving throw. And it rolled a 14, which means it fails. The beast moves towards you violently. You can see, actually looking at it, that it looks like it's not being well fed, possibly starved to make it more vicious. The drool is coming down its face as it starts to move forward to you. And then it kind of like looks as the magics hit it, and it's like just starts sniffing the air, but it does not move forward. It does not attack you. So you're standing in this room now with this beast. I guess that spell's good for 1 turn, which is 10 minutes. So let me do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's good. So yeah, you got 10 minutes to figure out what's going on. If you
1 turn is an hour in this game.
No, 1 turn is 10
right.
minutes. 10 minutes.
I thought in this game it was an hour. Okay.
Nope, 10 minutes. 10 minutes for a turn. 10 seconds for a round. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you see this creature kind of comes towards you and does not attack you. So as described, let me give you the full description of the room now that you're standing here in relatively safe situation. So yeah, as noted, there's like you can see the light outside, so and you can actually hear and probably even smell a little bit the sea. The room itself is kind of damp, kind of moldy a little bit, because it's getting the seawater in here. You can see a small area, where this creature clearly has its bed, and you do see like some bones, but not that many. And like I said, it looks pretty starved. It probably can't fit easily through the way you came, but it could fit, you think. In the center of the space, though, there is a statue of Apollo. It is made of white marble. It's holding a sword high in its hand and a bow in the other. And that's basically all you see in this room, unless you want to walk and look out the cave front or look what do you want to do.
Okay. So I don't see any like crevices in the walls or anything like that.
No, there's nothing super obvious. If you'd like to spend time to look for one, you can, but it takes 1 turn to look for secret doors.
Well, Kassan's going to move over towards the statue, and he's going to try like pulling at the arms and like, messing with the head, stuff like that. See if there's any like levers on the statue.
Excellent.
That'd be usually the most obvious thing.
Sure. Excellent. Yeah. Right away, you walk up and do the most obvious thing. You look at the arms and you can see that the arm with the sword raised has like it's like muddy, like it's dirty. Where the rest of the sculpture is very clean. So you try that arm first, and when you pull it down, just to the left of you, basically, you hear a crunching sound, and the wall opens up, and you see a stairway going up into the darkness.
All right. Yep, Kassan's going to go ahead and head on up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you start to move up through the darkness, and it's stairs going up. They're narrow. This seems to be a possibly a tunnel that's natural, but then opened up wider by whoever made it, because the stairs are clearly cut into the side of it, but they're not like elegant marble stairs or anything like that. They're literally just cut into the side. And as you make your way up through the darkness with your torch in front of you, you can feel the air getting like kind of stuffy as you get deeper away from the sea air. Although you can still, of course, your torch is flickering behind you as because the door stayed open clearly. So you're heading up there. So back in the room, Panesta. Yeah, in this little leather pouch, there are, you pick it up and take a peek at it. There are some bloodstones, a couple of 4 gems in there. Also, an iron key ring with 1 key. And of course, the sword is a bastard sword. And you can see that the pommel is golden and etched with the symbol of Apollo.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Okay.
Uhtred finishes tying up the werewolf or the man, and he happens to glance over and he sees these items floating in the air. Guys, we might have a bigger problem.
No, it's me. It's me, Panesta.
What?
Panesta.
Where?
Just trust me, I'm here. Okay, I'll take the pouch. I'll leave the sword for now, only because I don't want to be threatening towards the guy who's tied up.
Okay, yeah. So, by the way, guys, so now that you're kind of settled, like about a minute has gone by since the fighting stopped. You notice that the room itself is about 30-foot square. Like I said, there's a kind of in the corner where you're finding this stuff is clearly where he's been sleeping, and you do see assorted bones. On what would be I guess, the east wall, there is what could best be described as a tunnel. It'd definitely be like hands and knees crawl if you wanted to go through it, heading off into the darkness. On the more or less northern wall, there's a wooden door, and of course you came in through the south wall. The wooden door is closed.
Brighild is going to walk up to the kind of cave-looking entrance or whatever that goes into the wall, and with her infrared vision she has going, she's just going to look down to see how far she can see down. It goes up to 60 feet.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can definitely see it goes about 30 feet. Looks like it ends, and you can probably see, I would imagine. Yeah, you can see that it ends, um, and at the end of it, you can see just like at the surface level, there's like water. So basically, the tunnel goes to like an area of water, and you can see that there's light coming from above. So you could probably put two and two together and know this is the bottom of the well that you saw outside.
All right.
Yeah.
She'll just she'll look around the room, and she hears Panesta's voice, but of course doesn't see her. So she Panesta, we have him secured. I think it would be best that you speak with him. He may not want to say much to me or Uhtred or Altan at this point.
Okay. I'll go over to him. Of course, he can't see me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, Loden, can you hear me?
Did
Come
you put
back
down
to
that
me,
pouch, or are
Loden.
you still floating with the?
Oh, I'll put it down so I'm not like
Okay,
so I
yeah,
don't.
yeah. Okay, yeah, I was just trying to get a full picture. Yeah, I mean he's looking wildly, and you can see his eyes are bright, and he says, "Thieves, Steve's stealing from me. It's mine. It's mine."
You are not yourself.
He's like his mouth is like foaming,
Okay.
and he says, "You're all gonna die." He's like looking, of course, through you because you're invisible. So he's like looking at the other ones, and he's like struggling with the ropes. "You're all gonna die, and I'm gonna eat the last bit of you."
Oh, sorry, Daniel, you froze on for me for a second.
Oh,
Sorry.
am I still frozen?
You're okay now.
Okay. So he says, "And I'm gonna eat every last bit of you while you're still alive." And he's kind of looking at Brighild and Uhtred and Oltan,
And
of
she
course.
says,
He's looking right through you. Actually, he's probably looking at Brighild, since even though she's not looking at all towards him, but he can kind of figure out that it's a female voice, and he can see a female. So he's a little bit confused, but at the same time,
he says, no. I'll say no. You're not going to do any of that, Loden. And can I knock him out?
Yeah, if you want to, you will become visible because that'll be an attack. So if you want to stay invisible, you should have somebody else do it.
Well, if he's foaming and he's not listening, I don't think I'm going to get through to him. So I would probably try to knock him out at this point.
Okay, you can just knock him out. I mean, he's tied up.
Yeah.
All right, yeah,
I'll do
you
that,
whack
become
him.
visible.
You whack him in the head, and as you do, well, that's good timing. You hear a scampering and a growling sound as coming through the door that you guys originally came through are some wolves. So yeah, let's see if they surprise you. I don't think they did. You clearly can't surprise them because they know you're coming, because they know they're coming for you. So yeah, you're not surprised. You hear them. You hear their feet, their claws ripping on the floor as they come charging into that room. So as you kind of see the eyes and you hear them running, what's everybody's plan? You're kind of standing in this room over his body. You're in a 30-foot room. There is a door there that is open, of course, and the wolves are about to plunge through. You don't know how many, but you know there's at least 2 because you can hear multiple. So I'm going to go through and just ask everybody what they're going to do. Panesta, what's your plan?
Melee.
Okay, how about Uhtred?
Is it possible to quickly shut the door?
You could do that, but only if you win initiative. You know, if you don't, then what will happen is whatever you'll do will happen in the second phase.
That's what I'll do. I'll try and shut the door.
Okay. And Brighild?
Brickhild grabs her shield and sets it in front of her, and then she sets her spear for a charge in case they win. You know, one of them charges her.
Okay, excellent. How about Ultan?
He'll be going melee. Same thing. He's going to try and position himself with Brighild so that if they come crashing through the door, he's ready to start swanging.
Excellent. Okay, so before we do that, let's cut back to Kassan. Kassan, you make your way up the stairs. It takes you a minute or so. It's about maybe like 60 foot up. They're narrow. And you don't notice probably immediately because you have the torch in front of you again. But as soon as you break into this cavern that's in front of you and you hold the torch off to the side, you can see that there's a soft green glow about the whole entire room. And sitting in the very center of the room is a green glass amphora. Here lies the amphora, set upon a natural pedestal-like projection of stone and glowing brightly in the center of this dark, damp cave. Its green radiance can be seen from the stairs where you couldn't get your torch. It's 19 inches tall, double-handed vase, and it has it's crystal. It's glowing green, like I said. It has the engravings of the symbol of Apollo, and yeah, it's right there in front of you, looking all amphora-y. What do you want to do?
It's in front of Kassan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's you can get to it this round. It's basically the room is pretty big, but you can get over to it.
All right. Kassan's gonna grab his box out, that heavy box.
You have the box.
That yeah, Panesta gave it to me before I went down the hall.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
And so he's gonna grab out that box. Does he think he could just kind of push the box into the thing and not touch it? You know, knock it into the box without touching it. If not, he'll maybe set the box next to it and grab his short sword or something and use his short sword to lift it and put it into the box.
I mean, it's glass, and it's sitting on a stone pedestal. You could put the box in front of it and you're still gonna have to knock it into it because you wouldn't be able to hit it with the box and put it in. So no matter what, you'll have to touch it with something.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let me.
It is glass though.
So yeah, let me look at my. Let me look at my equipment real quick. See what I got here.
Okay, so you're digging through your gear. Think
yeah.
about that for a second. Let's cut back and let's roll initiative. I'm gonna have Nikki do it because you're first in line for me.
Alrighty.
The wolves. They got a 4.
1.
All right. The wolves come pouring into the room. There's actually 4 of them, which is, I guess, perfect because there's 4 of you, right? Yeah, there's 4 of you. So 4 wolves come pouring in. 2 of you guys have spears set, so you'll get to go first, even though you lost initiative. That would be Brighild and Ultan. So go ahead, Brighild, and make your attack.
Oh no, we're not starting out good for 2 on the die.
Oh no!
Oh, I feel your
yeah.
pain, Tony.
Yeah, it jumps past your spear and over your shield. How about Ultan? Something better?
Sorry, I have to unmute myself.
No problem.
Holy crap. Little memento. Yeah, I just got to walk 10 feet away and get my dice. Hold on.
Okay. Man. Okay. All right. So while he's doing that, I will just have do their attacks on you guys, and then we'll come back to him. Okay, so on Panesta, 1 jumps on you and rolls a 10. which is probably not going to hit you.
My AC is
So,
5.
Yeah, nope, misses. Against Uhtred, that misses by a mile with a 7 on the die. An 8 on the die, misses Breakhill for sure as well. Ooh, you're back just in time, Rush, to get a 19. A 19 is going to hit armor class -1, so that's going to hit you. You go first, though. I was just doing the rolls while we were waiting.
Hey. All right.
Sorry.
I hit armor class. Hold on. What's my bonus? Should already be fixed in there. Yeah. I'll hit armor class 7.
What is it? Armor class what?
7.
7. 7 hits a wolf.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Okay. That crappy roll. All right, Warhammer, D8 +1. 4, a whopping 6 points of damage. All right.
6. Okay. Well, that does not kill the wolf, unfortunately, so we'll get that attack against you. It's a
As
regular
long
wolf,
as you're
so it
not
gets
all
one
over the
bite.
boss, it's perfectly fine.
3 points of damage as it bites into you through a weak spot in your armor.
All right.
And now the wolves are in the room. And the people who haven't had a chance to go yet, which would be Panesta.
I'm going to try to swing with my sword
Go for it.
at the one that attacked me. Oh, drop the dice.
What is it? Hold on. Whoever's is that Rush? Could you mute yourself? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, this is a dog.
Armor class 5.
That hits.
Okay. And let's see. It's been so long, I have to remember what my sword does here. Okay.
A lot.
4 points, though, only on this one. 4
alright.
points.
You guys are starting off slow. Come on. All right, Uhtred, bring it home.
All right. Oh shoot! Drop my dice. Oh, net 20.
Nice. Finally.
So,
All right, roll a d6 for that.
Roll d6. I've got one here somewhere. 5.
5. All right, double damage. So either 2 dice or roll 1 die and double it. Just decide before you roll clearly.
I rolled 5. I'll take 10 damage for that.
Okay. All right, it kills it. Yeah. That's enough even without your strength bonus. Yeah, so Uhtred cuts the wolf on him in half. Of course, chance would have it that the smallest one attacked Uhtred. Actually, it's probably because it was last at coming through the door and you were standing by the door, so they all rushed through while you're trying to close it. Okay, good. Coming into the next round. What's everybody doing? Podesta.
I will hit the one on me again, melee.
Okay, Uhtred.
I will attack the one that's attacking Panesta.
Okay. Brighild.
Yep, melee spear with the one on me.
Oltan.
Melee, same thing.
Okay, perfect. Kassan, did you figure out what you're doing as you're digging through your bag?
Not surprising, because that is my life.
Yes, I did. I put the box on the ground rather than going into my bag. I just reach into my leather pouch and pull out some fur gloves and put those on. And then I'll use with the fur gloves on, I'll take the vase and try to put it into this box, and hopefully the gloves will protect me from whatever evil is on it.
All right, cool. Yeah, roll a d6.
Walking on her.
Gently massage the vase.
3 dragons attack me.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you do that. You grab it with the fur. You dig in, pull out the fur gloves, get the box down. You get it out of your bag. That all takes a little bit of time. You get the thing in there and close the top. And now it's, of course, now you just have the light of your torch, which you probably just had sitting on the ground. You pick it up, and I guess you're going to go down the stairs.
Yeah, I'll grab the box and everything and begin to head back down the stairs. Yeah.
You're just going to hold the box in your hand? You're going to put it in your bag and get everything together?
Yeah, I think I'd have enough room to put it in my backpack. I'll take time to get everything organized properly before I head back downstairs. So
fair enough.
However long that'll take.
Cool. roll another d6. We'll see.
Okay. 2.
2. All right, fantastic. Take about 2 minutes.
All right.
Cool. All right, back into the combat. Go ahead, Panesta, and roll. Nikki, rather, and roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh, they got a 1.
5.
Okay. Go first. Everybody's doing melee, so I'm just going to go in order. Panesta.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah, I think that hits armor class 6, right?
Yep. Carry
Yep.
C to 7.
Okay. All right. 6 points of damage this time.
Dead.
All right.
So since you were going to attack that one, Uhtred, you can attack a different one, but you'll have to do it in the second phase because you're switching targets.
Sure, no problem.
Brighild.
First spear jab is going to hit armor class 4
That hits.
for 6 points.
Okay, doesn't quite kill it.
The
Also-
second attack with my spear will hit armor class -1 for max 8 damage.
That kills it.
Huh.
Nice. That's right. It's that time. It's that time of the year we get 2 attacks. Ultan. Oh, did you lose audio again?
No, I was just muted because I'm a good boy. I actually rolled exactly what I did last time. I rolled armor class 7 with 6 damage.
That's enough, actually. That kills it. So Uhtred, you're like looking for another. You're like maybe that, and they killed all their wolves.
I hear it.
Okay, cool. So
Barely had a
unfortunately,
chance to wet my blade.
yeah.
It took a little while, and there's been a couple of
I'm just going to mute
expansions.
you again, Rush. Okay, so yeah, the wolves are down. He's passed out, so he doesn't react to it, of course, because Panesta cracked him in the head. So now you're standing in a room with 4 dead wolves and a unconscious wolf man.
Okay, one thing I want to make sure I do is get that pouch.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't really love stealing from if this is load and stuff, but we'll see. And show Uhtred that sword.
Yeah.
Now that I'm
Yeah.
not floating around invisible, so.
Yeah, sure. The sword is it's a beautiful. I mean, the scabbard for it is just a simple leather scabbard. It's fine leather, but it's not it's not showy or anything. But the actual sword hilt itself is encrusted with gold. It's got gold in it. It's not made out of gold, of course. And it has a sign of Apollo.
Very fancy.
Yeah,
I'll
I
take a
don't know if Brighild or Ultan uses a sword. I mean, obviously, whoever wants to use it. It's a bastard sword, though, so I thought of
Should
Uhtred.
we take this sword back to his brother? I don't feel right in taking this for myself. I would not use it, of course, anyway.
Yeah.
I think Richard wants it.
I mean, I would probably. I mean, it's up to you, Uhtred, but I'd hate to. If this stuff belongs to that family, I would hate to steal it from them.
Uhtred would just take a couple practice swings with the blade. How does it feel in his hands?
Yeah, when you pull the sword out, you can see that it's etched near the hilt with runes, and it has an incredibly interesting blade. It's kind of like it catches the light in a really kind of beautiful way, and you would imagine this is some kind of an enchanted blade for sure.
It is a very nice sword, but you are all right. If this belongs to his family, we should probably give it to them.
I mean, it's possible it doesn't. We are in a place that had a shrine of Apollo, and everything here is stamped with Apollo, so it's possible this was once carried by a knight of Apollo or paladin of Apollo. So, but we can ask and see if he's honest with us.
Yes, if the man does not claim it, we could keep it then.
Agreed.
I'll just strap it to my back, and if he notices it and makes a comment about it.
Okay, well he's unconscious, so he's not saying anything right now.
I think we're talking about taking it back to Leifer.
Oh, that
and
brother.
ask, yeah.
Brother.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. So of course, you don't know that Kassan has the thing in his hand, but there is a door. You look down that one passageway. There's also a strong oaken door to the north that is closed.
So I will say he's unconscious for now. I don't think I could talk him down, Brighild. He seems to be foaming at the mouth, and I just didn't think it was going to work. And I didn't want him to try to escape the bonds. But he is alive. I don't know if we should take him back to his brother in this state, but I don't know if we have a choice. And I did say I'd bring him back alive.
Well, I think we should make haste then while we have him secured and he's unconscious. What has happened to the other one of our party, though? Where is he went to?
Last I saw, he was heading into a trapdoor under the stairs.
Oh, trying to stir up stuff that we should not be doing. Let's try to find him then.
Agreed. Uhtred, can you carry?
Oh, we're really busy.
Just so,
It has gone down a little bit. We're not getting quite as many cases.
I'm just going to interject for a second. Sorry, because it's been almost a month. So you didn't tell him that you'd bring him back. You just said you wouldn't kill him. So he didn't ask you to bring the brother back. I mean, you can certainly do that, but that was not something that he asked you to do. Yeah, that's up to you. Whatever you want to do. But I just want to. That's not something that you were. And in fact, I think you had suspected that he had to come out here to visit him, based on some evidence that you had found. So but it's up to you if you want to bring him back. You certainly can.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because I think I might have said I'll try to bring him back, but then when we got here, we saw all like the chickens and that there'd been people out here. So I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's up to you. I just didn't want you to because it's been a while. I didn't want you to remember exactly what You're not in any under obligation to do that. He just wanted you to destroy the thing because he said that it was making him mad, as you can clearly see, actually. But yeah, okay. So you head back towards Kasan. So let me just check something here. Who is the slowest amongst you? Are you all 40, or is anybody
40?
30?
Yeah, I'm 40.
Uhtred's 30.
Okay, so 30 then. Unless you want to rush ahead of Uhtred.
I'm also carrying.
Close to
I'm at
13
40.
years.
Yeah. So all right. So it's gonna take you guys a little a minute to get down there, anyways. Okay. So Kazan, you get the thing all packed up nice and neat in your bag and throw it over your shoulder. Your torch is fluttering in the sea air as you start to move back down into that chamber. What's your
I did so. 40.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you cross through the chamber. You see the wolf is still there. Of course, as soon as you step in, it kind of jumps up and it's looking at you, and you feel that your magic is waning here.
All right, I'm gonna quickly press my way through the crevice.
Okay, yeah. If you don't pause it all there, you can definitely get. Yeah. Okay. You do not know how close with all that stopping and stuff, and the reason I was. You get through there, and you're like maybe 10 feet in, and you suddenly hear the wolf like behind you, but it can't get through. Like, I mean, it's trying, and it probably could, like maybe, but not nearly as fast as you can. Like, it's like, and you hear it barking and howling, and of course, as you're hearing that, you all hear that as well. You start hearing this loud howling of a wolf coming through, echoing through the tunnel as you break into that room where the secret door was, where of course Podesta knows where it is. It was under the stairs there. So yeah, you guys get into this room and you can hear this howling, and maybe you like get ready to come through that passageway to help, whatever you're going to do, and you see the quickly moving towards you the light of a torch, and Kasan, you kind of you see the party like gathered around that staircase about to come in and meet you. So you're all back together again.
Kasan will like pop. Oh,
okay, just so everybody's clear where we are. So if you remember when you came down from that room where you fought the Wolverine, there was like a spiral staircase, and you ended up in that room with part of the wall collapsed. That's where you are right now. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Kasan like pops out of the tunnel, and he like quickly turns around. He's gonna like just use his foot to like kick that staircase, like back into position.
Okay. Definitely can do that.
And kind of like takes a breath, like, there's a big wolf down there.
Boltan just looks out at the rest of the group and goes, "Found him."
No. So hold on, just are you, Uhtred, are you dragging the body of the?
I am,
brother?
yes.
Okay, so you see that, Kasan, that they have the brother.
Picks things up and puts them down.
Well,
Well, I'll ask. Sorry.
We have what we came here for. Kassan will say.
Did you find the amphora?
And like he was trying to be discreet about what they came here for because he sees the crazy guy laying on the floor and he says like, we got what we came here for. And he kind of like pats his shoulder where with his of his backpack.
Nicely done.
Um,
Oh, I reckon that's that then.
well, do we take Loden back?
Well, I say that maybe it would be best to leave him here because, as you spoke earlier, that it seems like the brother or someone has been coming out here anyway, bringing him stuff. So if we take him back, the other townsfolk may turn on him also there, and we do not want to have that.
Yeah,
That was
everyone
fresh
seems
how
to
the
mostly
sandwich
want
was.
to
I
let
always
dead
wake up
dogs lie,
and
so
I
to
just had
speak.
a crappy day at work today, so I
Let's say we leave 'em
ordered
here.
from Panera because I found out they deliver.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know they did until Stephanie and she was
Yeah, I think
saying.
All right,
Uhtred
Uhtred, I guess you can stop dragging him.
Sorry, Rush, I muted you. Go ahead, say it. You can talk.
there's no reason to apologize. If you got to do it, just do it.
Okay.
I figure I should probably untie him. It'd be kind of mean to leave him here tied up.
I mean, let's just leave him tied, and when we get back to town, we'll tell his brother, and then his brother can come out here and untie him.
No, that is foolish. Untie the man. He's no harm to us right now.
So Uhtred will untie him.
Okay, you do. You untie him, and he kind of very faintly, like his eyes just like flicker, and you can see the glowing, just bright green, and he looks at you and he says, "Mine," and he kind of like fades off again.
We should leave now.
I think we should break it.
Well, that's not what we're getting paid for.
We could say we found it broken and we could take a piece of the glass back, but I don't think we should leave it whole.
I mean, I don't even know if it would be possible to break it, and I don't think it's something we should discuss here. Let's get out away from here first.
Okay.
Before this guy wakes up again.
Okay.
Okay. You can certainly do that. You're gonna make your way back up the stairs.
Yep.
Yeah, if we got, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so you go up that kind of spirally staircase into that that big chamber where you slayed the Wolverine. It's of course still laying there dead, and come out into the main kind of courtyard of the ruined fane. It's about 8 p.m. at this point. It doesn't get dark until about 10:30 or so, but it's coming into the evening time for sure. So you've been traveling all day. So I don't know if you want to.
Do we know that we have enough time to get back to our little boat before dark?
You should be able to get back to the boat by dark, and it's probably not. You don't think you'd get, but well, unless you were willing to sail the boat or paddle the boat in the darkness for the few hours of darkness, you think that probably you could get to the boat, but you don't know if you get always back to the.
I mean, we have Uhtred. He knows how to paddle a boat.
Yeah.
I don't think we
Let's,
want to stay on these shores.
Yeah, you could paddle down and then camp halfway, or you could do whatever you want. I mean, you could try to travel at night. The night. Let me just check this.
Let's not forget that there are also those 8 men. I mean, I say we just get back to town and we collapse when we're there, or back to the ship or whatever. If we got to travel on, I say, even risking a little bit of exhaustion, we do that.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly do that.
I do have wilderness survival, so I do know boating.
Yeah, I mean, you rode the boat here. It's about a 6-hour trip, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, from the last time. So you're talking about, you're going to travel about 2 hours in the darkness if you don't camp. That's the only downside. But you spent most of. Well, that's not true. You were probably children when it was dark the last time. All right, yeah, you definitely can do that. So off you go to the boat. So let's see what happens, if anything, on your way to the boat. You've got the green glass amphora. You've got the magical sword and some.
It's
gems.
also in that box, the original box that it came in.
Right.
Yep. It's in the box. It's quite heavy.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
All right, here we go. Get my die out here. Okay. All right, yeah. So you make it to the boat. It's still there. And you get in it. It takes you about an hour or so to get to the boat, I think, if I remember right from the last time. And you're able to get in the boat and start to paddle out. After about an hour or so of paddling, you can see the sun is dropping. It's getting darker. You're going to go through your couple hours of darkness. You're pretty exhausted. I mean, I guess you might take turns on the paddles, but go ahead and make a whoever's paddling. Go ahead and make a extraordinary feat of Constitution.
Well, it's probably Uhtred, so Constitution, extraordinary feat, 8%. 23.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you push yourself as far as you can, and at some point somebody has to take over, because you just absolutely have exhausted. Like you can't lift your arms. Like you've had a hell of a day, which is probably an understatement compared to what's happened. So, I mean, you paddled all the way here, traveled, fought the wolves, fought the wolf man, came back. So yeah, it's been a long day.
Also, while we're on the boat, Daniel, Kassan will suggest that we cover up all our weapons and stuff again if we're headed back, because we're not supposed to be heavily armed when we're in town.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we could go right to your boat.
Okay, we can go right to the ship. Okay, that's fine then.
I would suggest to Kassan that we throw that box back in the ocean if we don't think we can break it.
What are you going to tell our employer, though?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to pay us for not bringing something back. And I don't think he'd pay us if we brought something broken back.
What if we told him the truth? That we suspect it caused some sort of horrible madness and change?
Well, then I suspect that he would, tell us, well, we don't need your services anymore, and would let us go, and then we wouldn't get paid at all.
I don't know that he wouldn't. I don't know that he would not pay us, but if he thinks that this may be causing the madness, he would definitely want it whole so that he might study it.
Yeah, he definitely wants this so that he can study it. And
Yes,
this is what we got paid. This is what he offered to pay us for.
Yes, I think the man has been very upfront with us, and I think, Panesta, your worries are something to think about, but I also think this man is capable of handling an item that maybe would cause distress. I'd say we just turn it over to him and let him go from there. It's his then.
Allow it to become
Okay.
his problem.
Yeah.
Would you agree
Agreed.
maybe after we turn
We
it over,
can-
keep a close eye on him?
Yeah, we can do that. We can also warn him that the person who had this, it had ill effects against them.
Okay.
So that's what I say we do.
I bow to your wisdom. Okay.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. So you guys, who's paddling now? Who else?
Brickhill will.
All right, do an extraordinary feat of Constitution.
4%, okay. How about a 78?
No, yeah. You're paddling along too, and yeah, you're pretty wiped. I mean, you guys are exhausted. Does anybody else want to keep paddling, or you guys want to stop, or what do you want to do? You're about halfway there. You got about 3 hours.
Take a turn.
I would try to paddle, but I need someone to help. Short little arms.
I'll take a turn at it.
Okay.
Okay.
He said it's a extraordinary feat.
Of Constitution, yeah.
Pretty sure I'm not going to make it too, but no, I got a 20, and I need to have a 4%. So
Okay, yeah. I mean, you guys are just At this point, 3 of you are just like laying in the boat, like, oh my god, I can't.
All right.
next
All right.
time we hire a boatman.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna give it a try because I'm ready to get back to shore. And no.
Okay. Okay.
Nesta.
Yep, I'm trying it. D100, right?
Don't be left out.
Yeah, it's a percentage chance based on your constitution.
Yep.
Which con? Yeah.
I rolled a 0-2.
Oh, that's
You rolled
probably
right.
right. What is your constitution?
Yeah, I mean, like the least you could have is
My
like a 4%.
constitution is 9.
Yeah, 4%. Okay, so yeah, Panesta somehow there's like 3 hours left, and everybody's basically been wiped out after an hour, and you just not stopping. Maybe it's the dedication to the.
It's all a technique.
It's the technique is what it is. Everybody else just putting all muscle into it, where you had the skill. You were like, no, you should. But yeah,
I'll finesse it. Finesse it.
You finesse it. Yeah, so you come into the area near Calencia Village. If you remember, it's in roll 20. It's just like a little like a cove. Your boat is actually anchored out away. If you want to go directly to it, or you could go back around, obviously, and park at the at Loden's place. However, it is actually so 6 hours from 8. So it's like 4 in the morning. So it's, I mean, you probably see some fishermen out, but it's kind of early.
We should probably go right back to our ship, don't you think?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
Yes.
drop off the thing and then take the canoe back to Leifer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we got to collect all of our gold again.
Right. Oh yeah, that's your gold. Yeah, you definitely could do that. Yeah, Leifer, that's right. Loden was the guy that you just beat down. All right, yeah, you show up at your boat. The boat always has somebody on guard duty. So as you come up, a couple of sailors are up on deck. They will help you, get on board with whatever gear you have with you, and of course they tie the canoe off to the side of the ship, and you're able to just like crash there on the deck or whatever to get some rest because you definitely need it. And you probably sleep in a bit as you're doing that. At some point, probably in the late morning, you're woken by your patron there, Vul, right? This is his name, Vul Kaftu.
Yep.
Vul, he comes out onto the deck. Of course, when he gets up to do his things, and maybe they told him that you were there, and he says, "Ah, it's good that you're back. We plan on setting sail later today. We have all the supplies we need. Did you have luck with the research?" He kind of looks around, make sure that none of the sailors are really listening.
Kassan will say, do you mind if we join you in your captain's quarters for a moment so that we may talk about this privately?
He's hold on. He goes in because it's not his quarters; he's in his own quarters. He's basically in the front with the captain and with the first officer. So he goes in and see if it takes him a little bit, but he's able to get them to roused and kicks them out basically. I mean, doesn't kick them out, but he asks them to leave the space. You're led into the kind of cramped. They're in the forecastle, if I'm not mistaken. The cramped forecastle. You see three beds there and chests and such.
Right.
There's a table.
So once we get in there, Kassan will, put his backpack on the table and he'll reach into his backpack and pull out this, heavy box and puts it down on the table with kind of a thump and pats it and says, "The object you seek is inside, but I must warn you, good sir, just as a warning that the person who last possessed this, it went to their head. there seems to be some kind of magics, perhaps, or something that caused the man to deeply, deeply desire this thing and seemed to drive him mad. So we just want to warn you, be upfront that we feel you should be very careful with this. But this is what you have asked us to recover. And he kind of like pats the box, and then he grabs his backpack and puts it back on its back.
Excellent, excellent. This is good information. Well, from my research, I knew that there was some strong magical properties in the green diamonds. So perhaps this is related. You know, not every common man has the fortitude to withstand being in close proximity to magic. And it has been known to draw people mad. So this is very interesting. Very interesting. He kind of looks at the thing. He says, and it's good that you got the box. Or a box. He says he doesn't know about that box because he wasn't part of that.
Yeah, this is actually thanks to the efforts of both Panesta and Brighild. We actually did manage to locate the original box that it was in.
This is good. He kind of like looks at the box and he puts his hand on it and he kind of like takes out a couple like instruments, you know, like scientific instruments. And he like puts it on the box. He says, "Aha, good." And he kind of like opens up his footlocker and he pulls out what is almost an identical looking box. It's a little bit bigger, but it seems to be made of similar metal. And he lifts it with some effort because he's an older man with a peg leg. And he puts it on the table and you hear it boom. And he says, yes, okay, good. My specifications were correct. This is good. We have confirmation that this box can withstand the magics. And he kind of just looks at you. He says, you all feel okay, right?
Yes. Kassan will actually go ahead and let him know. When I first encountered the object, I actually I put gloves on in order to be able to handle it because I didn't know if it would have any effect. Yes, just these fur gloves I have. And he pulls them out. Says, I didn't feel any ill effects from it when I did so.
I don't think gloves will stop magic, young man. But
well,
it's good.
To I was doing what I could. Yes, I was doing the best I knew how to do. Again, this is your field. This is your mastery.
Well, this is excellent.
But yes, before we set sail, we do have one or two matters to wrap up in town. We must return this canoe and do one or two things, but we should be ready to set sail very soon.
Well, please hurry. We must leave. We've already wasted enough time here.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's already paid us basically for this, right?
I mean, this isn't anything extra. It's just part of the same mission. He didn't give you anything extra. Yeah.
All right. So Kassan will.
So you're on a what do you call it? A fixed amount of money.
Yeah. So Kassan will nod and he'll walk outside with his companions and ask who wants to go to return the boat and get the money back. If anyone wants to stay here, if anyone wants to go with them.
Yeah, just to clarify the money thing too. So you're basically on a retainer. So whatever you're doing, you're basically working for him. Anything besides green diamond related things, though, is yours to keep. That's basically was the deal. And plus, he's paying you when you get back. He gave you some money down, of course.
Yeah.
You can certainly do whatever you got to do. It's probably like I said, you probably slept in a little bit. Maybe it's like 10 or 11 o'clock. You look out, you see that the town is bustling with people. Your beautiful canoe that you got from Leifer is sloshing against the side of the big boat. The sailors seem to be making. You can see they're making trips back and forth to bring them back, so they can get going. So, what's the plan?
So, we need to return the canoe, right? So I would have to go, and I probably want to talk to Leifer. and just tell him that we.
Kazan's going to go on the canoe as well because he's the one that actually gave the gold and everything. And he wants to get the gold back.
Yeah, our deposit. Yep. On the canoe.
Uhtred would wrap the sword in a cloth sack or something and hand it to Panesta, and tell her, see if this belongs to Leifer or not. But he's going to stay on board the boat.
Brighild is going to go back to. She's going to go with them, but she's going back to the restaurant to have one more bowl of shrimp.
Nice. Okay.
Old Tom,
Yeah.
Old
you
Tom
promised
asks,
you would have one last
Yeah,
meal
we
with
can go
us.
to
You
Cat
said
Stand. We can
you
also
said
go
you'd
to
have the most
Chicken
expensive
Shack.
meal. Remember when we came back from this alive?
What we're gonna have.
did I say
Yes,
that?
you did. Yes.
I don't remember. I don't remember that. Regardless, at the very least, I shall buy you your shrimp if you'll let me sit and eat with you, Brigald.
Yes, please come.
So that's what Old Tom will do. He's like, shrimp, hell yeah. So
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So you guys go off to get some shrimp. I guess you'll probably obviously have to take one canoe in, but you're going to break off and do that while the other two deal with the returning of the canoe. That's the plan? Or are you all going to stick together? All right, perfect. So yeah, you drop them off maybe at the main dock, and then you move the boat over to Leifer's canoe shop. The other two, you guys head up to get your meal. Okay, yeah. So you get there. I mean, it's like before, right? Leifer's in there. He's got a small group of younger, shipwrights or whatever you would call them that are making the canoes. He's basically in charge. As you kind of pull up, he sees you coming clearly. You're coming across the thing. He nods and he says, "Ah, I'm glad to see you back so soon. You must have rowed like nothing to be able to make that trip in one day so easily."
It was a rough night, but we managed.
Oh, wow. Yes, well, it's probably best not to stay out there very long because, as mentioned, there are 8 men in the area sometimes.
Well, that's why we rowed really fast to try to get back. But we did want to return your canoe and collect our deposit, right, Kazan?
Yes.
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, he's still he just reaches out, it's still in the same sack and everything. It's not like he impacted. He just reaches. He gets out of like a chest. He just opens up. He says, "Were you able to destroy it?"
It will no longer be a threat to this town.
Your brother we left alive? He was alive and well, or at least he was breathing when I saw him last.
Huh.
We managed to subdue him and get the M4 away from him.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I know that this will now remove the madness. It must be that caused such things.
Well, his eyes were glowing green when we saw him, so they were, very similar color. So I think hopefully this will help restore him, or at least make it so the madness does not progress further.
Let's hope so. He's not tending properly to himself, as you clearly saw.
Hopefully, this will all be past, and he maybe will even get over the effects of this. Who knows?
One can only hope.
I will say we did find. Is this your family's? And I will show him the sword.
Oh yeah. So he unwraps it and he looks at it and he says, "Oh, no, we are not worshippers of Apollo. May I?"
Yeah, you can look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. He takes it and he draws it. And he looks at it and says, "Ooh, this is quite a blade. You found this in the Fane?"
Yes.
'Twas probably a blade of a paladin of Apollo. Probably many hundreds of years old, and still perfectly balanced. And then he puts it back in the sheath and hands it to you.
Well, thank you. We didn't want to take it if Loden had somehow taken it out there and had just left it in his madness. So.
No. Well, I mean, he may have found it while it was there, but it certainly was not ours to hold as a family.
Okay. Well, thank you for the loan of your canoe.
Yep, he nods. You can see that he's like a little bit relieved that you didn't kill the brother, clearly, but he's still very much in thought and pretty quiet.
Okay.
So the last thing I would like to do here, Daniel, before we head, Panesta can head out to get some of the natives she wants. I would like to stop by that Smithy's real quick, or maybe just by someone here. I want to try and find like a like a silver or gold chain, like a thin one that you would wear around your neck, and I want to have that dragon's tooth of Uhtred's, the one that I kept that he doesn't know I kept yet. I want to have that put on a necklace, and I'm gonna like give it to him as a gift when we get back to the boat.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure they can probably do that. Just gotta drill a little hole in it and put a little loop through it. So yeah, you can definitely do that.
How much will it cost me?
I mean, how much do you want to spend?
I don't know how much like jewelry should cost.
Yeah, well, I would say that probably in a small town like this, you're not going to encounter anything super elaborate. So maybe, like a gold piece max, would probably would be any kind of chain.
No problem.
Like that's probably the value of it, but of course it'll cost a little bit more than that to make it because you got to attach it. So we'll say 15 silver total. So that's like a gold and 5 silver, I guess.
Okay, I'll give them 2 gold, not for the extra work, for the craftsmanship and stuff.
Yeah, they'll do it. I don't think you were part of the whole thing with the silver arrows, so they don't really say anything to you about that. But yeah, they take the order and they say, I guess too, if you need it done right away, then yeah, that's probably 2 gold pieces for it. Because I got to stop everything they're doing to do it.
Before I forget, Daniel, can I show Leifer that iron key as well and see if he knows where that goes?
Oh yeah, sure. No, he looks at the key and he says, this is quite ancient. Perhaps it's opens the door in the fane.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I thought I'd ask. I found it near your brother, so I wasn't sure.
Do you mind if I take it?
Well, we're leaving, so you can have it, and she'll give it to him.
Takes it. He says, well, if it opens something in the fane, it may be important. I'll bring it back when I check him out. And he says, he kind of looks around to make sure nobody's listening. He says again, softly, he says, well, when I check on my brother.
Understood.
Thank you. And he pockets the key.
When we get to where they are eating at, if that's it, is everyone?
I'm done. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they want to role play eating. I mean, did you want to do something special there, Tony?
Yeah. When I get there, I want to ask if Uton is getting the most expensive recipe because he said he was going to eat the most expensive thing on the menu. So I want to make sure he's going to be a man of his word. Come on, Uton, I'll pay for it. I'll look over to the guy that serves us, and I'll be like, my friend here, pat Uton on the back. He told me he was going to eat the most expensive item they have on the menu.
Did I really say that?
Yeah, you really did.
Well,
trust me, I've been waiting weeks for this.
I guess I need to eat the most expensive thing on the menu then.
Excellent.
Do you remember what it is, Daniel? Because I do.
Yeah, I remember what it is. I have to find the descriptions of everything.
God.
That's 6.
So it's a setup.
Yeah, it definitely. It's Crystal. It's definitely a setup. Crystal. Yeah. So Sleepy Lantern Tavern.
Wow, that's
well, okay. So you say the most expensive thing on the menu. For lunch or dessert?
I don't know.
Well, the most expensive thing is a dessert.
That was
Was-
surprising.
is
It's
that-
something like
Oh,
that.
is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I would eat for dessert. I mean, if I was eating that, that would be dessert. That would definitely not be a main course.
Okay, then I guess that's what it is.
I haven't done it.
So after the shrimp,
I'd rather not.
All right, yeah. So after the shrimp, you can have it. So a plate of shrimp is only 5 copper pieces, but this is 10 gold pieces for chilled monkey brains. And they are fantastic.
chilled
Probably-
monkey brains.
Probably
Nonetheless.
the best monkey brains you have ever had.
No.
So I take the first bite of it and I go, you know,
Actually,
it looks disgusting,
coming up here and jumping.
but it's all in the seasoning. That's everything.
Yeah, it's basically like they bring the monkey's head out. It's just like that Raiders of the Lost Ark scene where they put the
Are you still
monkey's
there?
head there and they take the top off, and it's except that was soup. So this would be chilled monkey brains. So they
Oh.
scoop it out and they do whatever they're gonna do to it, then they put it back in the skull. And it is darn good.
Well, I've eaten pig brains in real life, so
Yeah, nothing wrong with brain. Brain's good.
yeah.
Mhm.
All right, Kasan got his 10 gold pieces worth. You eat your brains.
I'm very hesitant about it at first.
Yeah.
When they bring those out to the table, Brickhill looks at it and goes, ugh. And she goes over. She goes over to where some of her hunter friends, probably if any of them are in, and has a drink
You big baby.
with them.
I was gonna slide it over to like, would you like some?
Kasan would definitely try them.
They
Well,
are-
yeah, he'll share.
The hunters have a plate of live baby crabs that they're eating, so you can. Eat them.
Yep, she'll go eat and drink with them then before they leave.
Yeah, because live baby crabs is so much better.
Yeah. I mean, live monkey brain would be worse. So,
Oh.
definitely- so yes, you guys have your feast of shrimp and crab and monkey brain. All right, so everybody got what they wanted here,
Yep.
and you head back
And
on the
then
boat.
some.
So what is your
And
purpose?
when we get back to the ship, I'll find Kasan will find Uhtred, and he'll pull out that necklace and give it to him and say, Uhtred, so that no one may ever doubt that you are truly the champion of the arena, and will present him with the dragon tooth necklace.
Uhtred will take it and say, "This is for me."
All
Why,
yours, my friend.
thank you. And he'll kind of grab you up in a giant bear hug.
Not too tight, not too tight.
And after he lets you down, puts him down again, he'll put the necklace on over his head.
Old Tan will turn his head and go, that's way cooler than the monkey brains and probably less expensive too.
And
He
then he'll
turns-
give everyone back their gold, of course.
I will give Uhtred that sword and say, I asked Leifer about it, and he says it's not in their family. He says it is a well-balanced blade that used to probably belong to a paladin of Apollo. So you can have it. I mean, Brickhild said she doesn't use it. I don't know if Ultan uses swords, but
Mhm.
He just puts up one hand like,
and I know you like the bastard swords, so here you go. And she hands it to him.
bastard for a bastard, eh?
Uhtred takes the sword and gets an even bigger grin on his face, and he draws it, swings it around, and he's like, "Wow, it must be my birthday."
It's just it's Christmas for Uhtred.
Yeah.
But,
so
yeah.
it is a magical bastard sword. Finally, 14 sessions in, you finally get the magic sword that I tried to give you in the first session. Although that was a long sword, so Pernessa would have had it. All right, so yeah, it is a magical blaster sword. It is +1, just so I don't forget to tell you that. So simple. but-
And I will keep the gems that I found.
Yeah, the gems are worth 50 gold pieces. I'll put all this in the obviously in the
Okay.
XP and stuff, but just so you know.
Okay.
So they've got some value. Excellent. Yeah. So you get back to the ship after doing all that you got to do. And they decide that they are going to actually let me look at my winds. So it is the 14th, late on the 14th day of the second month of the 8th year. They decide to wait until tomorrow to start set sail because it is cloudy and calm. So yeah, they're gonna wait. So basically, you guys spend the night like on. They want everybody on ship, obviously, so that they can leave as soon as the winds kick up, which they do eventually. So probably like 2 o'clock in the morning. You guys are like sleeping on the deck. It is about 30 degrees, and you can when you went to sleep, when you wake up, it's as the pitter patter of rain starts to hit your faces, and it's actually a little bit warmer. It's not warm rain; it's only 40 degrees, but it's a little warmer. And you pull your skins up around you to keep the rain off, and the wind is starting to pick up, and the sailors start to move the ship out into the Hyoerborean Sea, as it would be. So you would know. You would have been told by Vul that it should be about a 4-day trip. You're basically almost there. And now that you've refueled and got water and everything, because you're about to go into a desert. I mean, you know that. So you basically picked up big casks of water and feed for the donkeys and stuff. And off you go. So let me look for my travel.
Can we take a bio break, Daniel, before we get into that part?
Yeah, that's actually perfect timing for that. So let's take a break and
Okay.
come back in like maybe like 10 minutes. sound. Okay, so we're back. So yeah, you guys travel. Again, it was the 14th day. You guys stayed there. 4 or 5 days go by, and on the end of the 18th day, it's been raining, by the way. On the end of the 18th day of the second month of the 8th year, you've been out from the land a bit. The captain turns the ship and starts to head in towards the land. And as he does, who's on the deck? Let's see. Everybody roll a d6, and if you're 4 or higher, you're on the deck.
I'll happily say Uhtred's on the deck, practicing with the sword.
Okay, Uhtred's on the deck.
I had a 1.
Okay.
I got
Ultan,
a 6.
You should be close.
Ultan is on the deck.
Okay.
Vanista's on the deck.
Kassan is on the deck, and he's like, he's just watching the arena champion practice his swordplay, and is just like, he's so good at that.
Nice.
Oh, I'm blushing.
He's blushing, but he takes his shirt off. Okay, so
Yeah.
you all see you're turning towards. You can see that this the coastline of unfortunately I don't have the map of Hyoerboria to show you. I'll have to do that next time. Is it's been like trees and stuff, and then you can see it's slowly been dropping off into mountains, and then you can, as you kind of circled back around, you can see you're coming into what is was the mouth probably of a very large river that you of course know that has since dried up a long time ago, which is kind of the whole reason why you're here. And as you do, all of you on deck, you see something that seems very odd. Like you see actually a very large kind of spiral towers of a city, an ancient city, kind of like part of like old Cromarium. It has that same feel, like that old Hyborian feel, which of course you're thinking that doesn't seem right because there's not supposed to be anything here. And when you blink your eyes a couple times, it's gone, simply a mirage. And when you're kind of like you're looking, you blink your eyes a couple times, it's kind of a mirage, and you hear the voice of Vul behind you, and he says, "Ah, yes, the desert will bring many mirages for us, but we are almost there. That is the ghost, some say, of the city of Zuthus that sat here at the mouth of the great river. There are still some berths where we can bring the ship in, and we'll stay the night and leave early in the morning." And he kind of sits down. He's just like looking starry-eyed, for lack of a better word, at the desert as you start to pull in. But it is now the 18th day, so yeah, anybody who needed to heal can be healed. Because days have gone by. It's actually pretty brisk or warm, I should say. It's only about 50 degrees today, which is pretty good. And maybe you're all sleeping on the deck. It's finally the rain breaks. You're getting ready to go. So maybe there's some excitement in the air as the ship starts to pull in the morning. When you awake, the dampness in your hair has turned to ice, and it's only 5 degrees. So it is very, very cold as you awaken. Your breath is blowing steam from the cold. And you see Vul wrapped in heavy furs come out from the forecastle, and you hear his he's peg-legged, so he's it kind of comes up and he says, "Well, at least it's not raining, right?"
Right. What happened to this city? This that you now call a ghost?
Ah, yes. Well, the Green Death took many. This is an ancient city, far before our history. The old Hyoerboreans, astronomers and scientists. It was a place of learning and magics. Now it is dead.
Well, don't be so chipper about it, old man.
imagine having that knowledge. Just that little bit of extra knowledge that could take you to the next level, my friend. This has been my life and research, and we are about to fulfill it. And you get to be here. It's very exciting for me. Very, very exciting. He tells the captain, he says, we shall berth here at the docks and unload the mules. It should not take us more than 4 or 5 days, I would imagine, and we'll be back. And the captain nods. And he says, well, it's the same deal as always, so we hope to see you back safe and healthy, Fool. And he breaks out like a little thing of like a brandy, and they like share a drink. And then he offers it to you all. Because it's quite cold.
Kazan will take a hit.
Yeah. So, this is the captain, of course. The captain shares the brandy with whoever would like it. As the ship pulls in, then he takes more charge of the ship as it gets closer into the docks. And the ship pulls in. You can actually feel at different moments that the ship's kind of bottoming out a little bit. And the captain looks a little concerned, but he's able to navigate it into the docks pretty easily. He does say, well, once you unload the mules and all, it should be easier to get back out, but I'm going to, much like in the previous port, I'll be about a quarter mile out when you come back. Just light the signal fire. Fool says, okay, he's telling you that too as well, of course. And you unload 10 donkeys, 5 adventurers, a wizard, and about 100 gallons of water, plus food. Also some excavation tools, shovels and such, are loaded, and obviously tents, and blankets, and all the stuff that you would need because it's about to get real cold. And you unload and start your way forward into the desert. Essentially,
is this like a?
Good.
Sorry, it's like a sandy desert?
That is a good question. And it does have been perfect timing for me to read the box text about what the desert is like.
Sorry.
No, that's absolutely perfect. Good segue. The coastal desert
like
region,
you keep saying it's cold, yeah.
It is very cold. It is 5 degrees right now. 5 degrees. So, yes, it is cold. All right. The coastal desert region boasts the highest swelling sand dunes in all of Hyoerboria. So, unlike the other desert you guys were in, this desert is a sandy desert. Yep. Some of them rising as high as 1,000 feet. The desert teems with horrifying beasts, of course. Let's see. Every attempt to establish settlement in the Diamond Desert has failed due to the blasting sand and aggressive monsters. Purple worms congregate. You would know that. Let's see. But it also has massive diamond deposits, typically normal diamonds, not these green diamonds. And it's also believed, of course, to be haunted, as we know, by that ship and also other ships along the coast, because many ships are racked up on the coast here. It's a pretty deadly area. But yes, it is a desert in the sense that it is arid, aka doesn't rain or snow, but it is cold. So it is a cold desert.
So odd with all of this sand. Why is it so cold? I think the sun would heat up the sand.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's ghostly energy. Ooh, no.
Yeah, I mean,
But
you're further inland than you have been in all. Well, that's not true. When you traveled the 8 months that we didn't actually play, where you just traveled across, you went inland more. But the deeper inland into Hyoerboria you get, the colder it is. Imagine going towards the North Pole, which is basically what you're doing. Yeah. Because if you think about it, most of the Arctic is desert, but it's
yeah.
cold. Okay, so it's kind of like that, but not quite that extreme. Yeah, so there's blistering sandstorms, but it's not like the beach. I mean, it's desert. So essentially, there is this. You're at the mouth of the river, the ancient river that is dried up. It is anywhere from 10 to 30 to 50 feet wide, depending on where you are in it. And the walls of sand kind of come up around. I mean, you could certainly climb up out of it if you wanted to, though it would be difficult with the mules, of course, or donkeys rather. You are basically following this, what is essentially a valley. What Vol tells you is that he has this, actually shows it to probably Brighild. And he says, he pulls out this device, Brighild, before you get off the boat, he shows it to you. It's kind of a big, thick metal rod. And at the end of it is this kind of like, it almost looks like a mace. And he says, this is a magical device that detects iron. And the ancient river is was rich in iron deposits. So if we cannot follow the track of the river, we will use the wand to track our way through. And if I cannot use it, I would ask you to use it. And he kind of shows Brighild, and he puts it in like one of the saddlebags. Essentially, you've got 10 mules. 9 of them are carrying the water and the supplies and the tents and all that, and 1 is carrying him, because he is a peg-legged old man, and if he had to walk, it would take you a long time as you head through the desert. So you can move at normal rate as long as you're not wearing heavy armor. It's not like slowing you down that sandy, but it's definitely tiring, because you're walking through sand as you move in through the desert, the trek across the desert.
Yeah, Brighill's going to stay close to him, like in case something comes out of the sand or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea, because he definitely would need protection. That's part of why you guys are here. It's protection. Because you're about to come into the sand. Yep.
Would Kazan have to get off far from the group? Like, is there any way he could like get up a higher elevation so he could like stay on top and be on lookout with his bow?
I mean, you could walk up the side of the 30-foot high like side, but that's going to put more pressure on the rest of the group to handle these donkeys. You have 10 donkeys you have to navigate.
Okay, never mind then. All right.
I mean, you can do it if you want, but if something comes down and the donkeys go crazy, that's 1 less of you that aren't near donkeys.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's up to you. So the short answer to that is yes, you can. Excellent. All right, good. You're off through that. Anything special anybody wants to do besides trek through the desert for multiple days?
Hey Daniel, I just want to double check that +1 sword. Is that +1 to attack and damage, or just one or the other?
Yes, both.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. And of course, it hits creatures that can only be hit by the magic weapons.
Yes, thank you.
You will.
Cool.
Yep, go ahead.
Before we continue, I had marked down that I had 12 silver arrows, but you were talking about how they're supposed to be rare. So should I instead like roll for how many arrows I have, silver arrows I have?
Remember, I gave 6 to one of y'all, but that may be where they come from.
It was me. I have the 6.
Yeah,
okay.
I had
know somebody
12
had the 6.
I said I was going to buy 12, but then like Daniel was saying that they were rare.
Yeah, it's fine. You can have 12 arrows. Just if you try to get any more, they're going to be harder to get. I mean, it took you 8 months to accumulate them, so I assume you can get 12 arrows in 8 months.
Okay.
The arrows are more common than the daggers and stuff are. The daggers are much more rare. Cool. Yeah, no, you're fine. All right, so off you go to the desert, and we will do our usual. You guys can kill yourselves, so I don't have to roll. I'll put all the pressure on you. Go ahead, Nikki, and roll a d6 for me.
Okay.
For the first part of the day.
5.
Mm-hmm. Good. The morning goes with no issues. Kenneth, how's the early afternoon?
3.
Also pretty good. Tony, how's our later in the afternoon?
It's going to be hell to pay it for 2.
No, it's fine. No, it's actually pretty quiet. You guys are making good progress. How about Crystal there for coming into the early evening?
4.
4. Okay, good. All right, yeah. So you guys have traveled now for maybe like a long time, probably. You've been taking breaks periodically, of course, because you are traveling through the desert, so it's exhausting. So you're traveling like a couple hours and you're resting for 15 minutes, that kind of stuff. So, but you've made pretty good progress, and it's coming close to the time where you might stop for the day. And you spy off to your left, which would be the directions in it were always tricky for me. I guess that would be the east. No, it'd be the west. So to your west, to the east. To your right, you see something interesting. It's about a mile away, you would imagine. So you've reached a point where there's no walls now; it's flatter. It's a quite large pile of rocks. It's about a mile away, as I said. So you can see it though because you're in a flat area. It's about 40 feet wide by about 18 feet tall. It is essentially just a very almost like a pyramid shape, but just of stacked stones, of stacked rough stones. It's like I said, about a mile off to the side. You could continue moving. I mean, you could stay, of course, where you are too. To maybe another hour or so before you camp. If you just want to pass by it, but it'll still be relatively close to you at that point. So whether or not you want to explore it and see what it is, or you just want to keep going, that's kind of up to you. Vul is...
Rickhill would ask Vul about it, what if he knows anything about it.
Yeah, so Vul says, he's in a hurry, of course. You see, a bit of a glint in his eyes. His eyes are, I mean, not magically glowing, but kind of glowing with anticipation. But he says, who knows what that could be? Maybe at least you could check to make sure there's no creatures there. Of course, it could also be a mine, another mine with diamonds. I mean, who knows what it could be? Maybe, I think we were going to rest anyways today. If we wanted to look, you could do that, and we could set up camp.
Brighild looks towards Kassan, knowing that he would probably want to scout ahead.
Yeah, Kazan will nod, and he'll move off towards the glow, and he's going to use his move silently to do so.
Well, it's not glowing. It's a pile of rocks, and it's about a mile away.
Oh.
So it probably can't hear you because you're a mile away from it.
I was testing you to make sure that you were telling us accurately what was going on.
Yeah. I mean, if you go by yourself, you're going to be pretty far away from the party. So that's up to you how you want to handle that. Or if you just want to go a little closer to it, or you can move the whole camp closer. I mean, that's up to you guys. Fool's pretty open to it. He doesn't want to get too close himself, of course, because he's an old man and he also wants to rest. But if you want to send somebody to look at it, he's totally fine with that. He does say that if you see any green diamonds, of course, to make sure that you report back.
Well, Uhtred, I know Uhtred can also move silently. Is there anyone else that can? Because, I mean, we would all know that about each other.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so we three could go, and Brighild and Uhtred Ultan could stay here and set up camp if y'all are okay with that.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
You definitely can do that. Yeah, I mean, again, it's a mile away, so it's going to take you, 5 minutes at least to get there, if not a little longer. That's if you're like running. I mean, a 5-minute mile would be fast. So if you're trying to approach it stealthily, it's probably going to take you maybe 10, 15 minutes to get to the thing.
Well, I would say first walk out there, and then once we get within a few hundred feet or whatever, then we'll start moving silently.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. So you guys see them slowly but surely becoming small dots as they walk away from you all. You set up the donkeys, water them and feed them. Let's see, let's keep track of your water here. So you had 100 gallons. Okay. And there's 6 of you. Okay. Good. Okay. So you still got a lot of water left. you're doing good so far with the water. It's only the first day. Yeah, it takes you a little bit. You guys are setting up the tents and stuff. Of course, Wool helps how much as he can, although he's not that helpful, to be honest. And as you get closer to it, you can see that this is definitely strange in the sense that it's like stacked almost in a pyramid fashion, but it's kind of more rounded off. And the stones definitely don't look. Actually, Pinesta, if you want to do like a test of intelligence to see if you would maybe,
Hey, I just think
Okay.
like if you could recognize maybe from your bardish, like what construction this might be.
Is that a D6?
Yeah, so just roll a d6 and use the same like chart as you'd use for like strength or whatever. So
Okay.
what's your int?
14.
Okay, so
I
14
think it'd
would
be
be
3.
3 and 6, yeah.
Actually, never mind.
Oh, 3.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're looking at this,
hold
and
on.
this does not look like any kind of,
I'm gonna teleport
you know,
out
from
and
the
back
distance
in.
that you're at, it doesn't look like any kind of construction by anybody that you're sure that you've
No.
never seen construction like this before. I guess is what I say.
Okay. Never seen it. I've never seen anything like this before. I've never
Yeah.
heard tell of it in any of my stories either.
Mm.
Yeah.
But maybe it has some good stories inside it.
Perhaps. I'll go ahead and head in first. And
Yes. Start moving forward. What's your silent? Everybody, you're all the same, right? Actually, you're all different levels. So.
6.
Mine is 6.
Okay.
Well, I'm 3rd level, and it should be the same as a 3rd level thief. So I don't know.
So 6, I think, right?
I don't know. You have to look it up. Perhaps maybe write it on the character sheet in the future. We should be into the thief.
Let me get to the thief classes real quick. Thief. The 3rd level, your move silent. If you don't have a 16 or better, will be a 6.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys are all creeping up to this thing, and you notice on the ground, kind of scattered around as you get to maybe like 50 or so feet away from it, you see some quite ancient bones. They look to be, worn away by the winds of the desert, and quite brittle looking, from what you can tell. They do seem to be human bones, and a lot of them are partial. Like you see like a part of a skeleton. But there's at least 4 bodies here that you can identify pretty easily.
Can I find like a skull amongst these bones?
Oh yeah. You walk up and you can definitely see those skulls.
Yeah, I'll take a small sack and I'll put like 1 or 2 skulls in that small sack if I can.
Okay. So you bend down to do that, and as you do, right from the very top of this thing, the top kind of like pops up almost like a volcano, and jumping at you. You don't even recognize what it is because it surprises you. Some huge creature attacks you. Yeah, and you don't know what it is because it's you see lots of
More
legs and you
food.
see black. Yep, and it's like
More food and water for Brighild and Altan.
I gotta roll my dice here. I can't roll properly. All right, here we go. So yeah, 12. So 12 is going to hit AC 5 because you're surprised you won't get shield or dex. So what's your AC normally? So the AC that I have for you is 6, so it would hit you anyways, even if you had all your good stuff, unless you have a different dex now. All right, so you get hit, unfortunately, by this. Actually, I'm surprised Tony didn't come. This was a setup for Tony here, because it is a giant spider. As it lands on you and bites into you. It is a. Let's see. It does damage first, which is a D8. 4 points of damage as it bites into you. And
Right.
Go ahead and make a saving throw versus death / poison.
Okay. Nope, I failed.
Okay. Yeah, this thing bites deeply into you, and you're going to. Oh, okay, that's not bad. For the next 3 rounds, you're going to take 1 hit point of damage additional. So,
Okay.
For the next round, so I don't keep track of it. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, it bites into you. You guys see this, of course, Uhtred and Podesta, as this spider lands on your friend, bites him, and then it's trying to drag him backwards, of course. But so let's go into initiative, and what would you like to do, Podesta?
Trying to drag him. I would.
Well, it's a spider. It's gonna try to.
Yeah. I'll do a missile.
Okay. Uhtred?
How far away?
I mean, he walked a little bit ahead of you, maybe like 10 feet or so. I would imagine you didn't get that far ahead of you.
Melee then.
Okay, you're gonna charge up. And Kasan?
I'll melee.
Okay, cool. All right, you might as well roll initiative since it's on you, Crystal. Oh, it got a 1.
I got a 2.
All right, well, so go first. And since it's on you, you go ahead and go first. Melee goes first in this one. Yep.
All right, I'll attempt it. I hit armor class 10.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Darn.
Uhtred charging forward. You go next.
Armor class 4.
But that hits.
That's gonna be 8 damage.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, you cut deeply into this thing, and it like does the spider thing. It's like, whatever spiders do. Well, in movies they just make a dinosaur sound for some reason, which isn't even really a dinosaur sound. It's like a lion sound. But anyways, Bernesta, go ahead and shoot your arrow.
All right, I'm gonna
Or
shoot an
whatever you
arrow.
do.
Yep.
Yeah.
But not with a nat 1.
And that one.
Yep.
Okay, misses. I won't do that.
Yeah, don't scare me like that. Give me a heart attack, boy.
Okay. All right. It's probably still going to attack. Actually, it might run because you just took a lot of damage. Let me check its morale. Ooh. Man, I lose d6s like nothing tomorrow. I literally just threw another one on the ground. All right. All right. It retreats. It starts to back up quickly. With its turn, back up into the. Actually, how fast is it? 30. It can actually make it all the way. So it goes up into the. You can see it go into the top of that pile, and there's like a hole in the top, and it starts to go into it. So it's running. And Kassan, you'll take 1 point of damage.
So it released Kasan?
Yeah. Yeah, you hacked into it, and it like staggered back and then took off.
Uhtred, having seen Kasan being bitten, will attend to the bite. Would I know that would be poisons?
Yeah, sure.
So I would attempt to use draw poison.
Excellent. Okay, yeah, and it's only 1 round, right? So you have a pretty good chance.
So 3 and 6.
All right.
And I rolled a 1.
Okay, perfect. So you take that 1 point because obviously that happened before you got a chance to do it, but you won't take the other 2 points. Kassan.
Nice.
And this thing backs
Thank
up.
you, Richard.
Yeah, so we went back inside that stack of stones.
Well, maybe I'll just make up a story about some kind of spider, and we should just go back to camp.
Yeah, Kazan will go ahead and grab those skulls anyway. He came this far.
Yeah, when you reach down to grab the skulls, you could see like a glint of something metal underneath it. That you'd have to probably dig it out if you wanted to see what it was, but or you can just grab the skulls and go, of course.
1 second. And he's gonna risk it. He's gonna quickly dig for whatever is metal.
Okay. You find roll a d6. Actually, a d8. Sorry.
D8. All right. 7.
7. Ah, all right. I mean, you start to dig it out, but it's big, so you'll take you much longer if you want to get it out of the ground. But you start to dig, and you reveal like basically the corner of a box similar to the one that you took that had the green amphora in. It's a similar
Uh,
make, but it's bigger.
Uhtred, stay on the lookout. Panesta, I need your help real quick.
Okay. I will cautiously go up to help.
And
Uhtred would-
Kassan's going to continue to dig this thing out.
Okay. I mean, if Podesta helps you, it's probably going to take still like a half an hour to dig the thing out because it's big. But you can do that, and
I want it.
okay,
I need it.
okay, yeah, you do.
Uhtred
We'll just see
Uhtred will just kind of keep an eye out then.
okay, yeah. Having grievously wounded this thing, the spider, it doesn't make another appearance as you dig this thing out. This box is only about a foot wide, by a foot. It's like a foot by a foot, but it's like 4 feet long, and it was sticking straight down. So you have to really dig it out to get it. But yeah, it's a 1 foot by 1 foot by 4 foot heavy metal box. It's basically lead.
Okay. I mean, Kassan's not going to open it here because that spider thing is around. He'll just take it and take it back to the camp with him.
Okay, yeah. It's heavy, so it takes maybe you guys gotta go slower, or two of you have to help carry it or whatever. But you get it back
Just
to
say I
camp.
can help carry.
Awesome. Yeah, you get back to camp, and of course it's only dark for like 4 hours a day or something. So I mean, it's still light when you get there, and you could definitely inspect the box if you'd like at that point. Do you want to? Well, actually, of course, if you show up to Fool, he will be pretty excited to see it.
Yeah, I mean, like we'll come in and be like, we found something, and of course, Kassan's like, got a huge freaking hole in his shoulder, or he's like bitten, like now caked blood all over his cloak.
Yeah, he doesn't even like seem to have concern for that because I mean, he sees you have the case and he says, "Oh, this could be a deposit. Let's look to see what's in here." And he starts to hobble forward with his peg leg.
Yeah. Kassan says, just one moment, and I'm gonna check it for traps.
Okay, smart. What is your check for trap?
Let's see. That is manipulate trap. 4 and 12.
Okay, yeah. You check it over. It doesn't appear to be trapped. It's a pretty simple, like the other one, pretty simple enclosure. It just has it basically is like the lock on it is pretty much just like a button that you push in and it just releases a small pin that opens it.
All right. I don't see any kind of holes or mechanisms that look like they hide any traps. So have at it.
Oh yeah, so he hobbles up and bends down and flips the case open, and inside there's some stuff. There is a pair of gloves. There are basically what appear to be they're tongs, so like long tongs. They're made out of metal, and another smaller box. It looks similar in material to the tongs, so not the same as the big box. This is about 12 by 10 by 1 inch, so it's like a small thing. And he immediately he has no fear. He just reaches down and grabs it and flips it open. And inside there are documents, papers, scrolls. And he just immediately starts looking through them. Can he read these? I don't know if he can read them or not. What all languages do people speak?
I speak Common,
Nice.
and I also speak Hellenic with a Cimmerian dialect.
Nice.
Common and Celtic. Celtic with the Godelic dialect.
And I speak Common, Celtic, and Old Norse.
Okay, no, it's not any of those languages. Oh, bummer.
Kassan, while our employer is happily looking over those documents. Hassan wants to pick up those gloves and look at them.
So the gloves are. Oh, he does actually speak French. Excellent. Cool. The gloves are quite heavy. They seem to be cloth, but when you pick them up, they feel like heavy, like heavier than metal gauntlets even, and they're a little bit like if you try to like flex them in your hands, they're like strong.
He's gonna try them on.
Yeah, you can definitely put them on. They're a little bit awkward, but they're heavy.
Hmm.
And they go like too. I mean, they're like long gloves. They go to like here.
Yeah. Interesting.
Hey, Daniel, would Brickhill having the background of a blacksmith, would this look familiar to her as something of blacksmith gloves and tongs?
Not. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're similar, but these are made out of a strange type of metal. You know, blacksmith's gloves would probably be maybe made out of leather, but the tongs for sure. The tongs though are a strange metal. They're actually made out of a very very light metal. Like if you were to pick them up, like you think maybe they it used to be iron and steel things. These are super light. They weigh almost nothing, even though they're made out of metal. They're clearly a metal, but they weigh almost nothing.
Yeah, she's gonna, inspect them while Hassan's got the gloves.
But yeah, you would get the
Uhtred
feeling. Yeah, I'm sorry. You would get the feeling though, like a blacksmith, the tongs they're made for like grabbing things from a distance.
Uhtred
Like,
also is a metalsmith as his secondary skill, so
Oh, that's
I don't
right.
know if that helped at all. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. You've never seen metal like this before. I don't think. Well, you know what? Make a roll. Make a d6 roll, and we'll say that this will be challenging. So you got the 3 and 6. I'll give you the metalsmith.
I rolled a 3.
Oh, actually, you have seen this kind of metal before. It is aluminum, which is very rare.
Yes, I think I've seen this once before, long ago. I think they called it aluminium.
Nice. Yes, that's exactly what they called it.
Yes, aluminium.
Aluminium.
Brickhill will put the tongs in her backpack, and well, we may need these for something later. I will have them.
Okay. All right.
I'll look at Brick. I'll look at Brick. Can I? And I'll just ask her. Do you think they were made to handle the diamonds?
Well, that is what I'm curious. The between the gloves and these, it may be for that. We will keep them both. And she asks Hassan,
Yeah, Kassan says like these gloves feel so heavy. I bet these would actually help against whatever magic that stuff was made out of. And he's like trying to like make fist, and he's like, you can just tell he's just using like all of his strength to do it.
Yeah, you can. So there's 2 sets of tongs, if you want to make a note of that, and only 1 set of gloves. So. Oh, I'm sorry. No, there's 2 pairs of gloves as well. 2 gloves and 2 tongs. And of course the case, which is the heavy metal case. The smaller case that Vul is looking at this stuff. He starts to tell you. He says, "Oh, this is good. It seems that some Atlanteans found a deposit of green diamonds here under that pile of stones. It was created by some ants, it looks like. Did you see any ants there?" And then he notices now that you're hurt. He says, "Oh, were there ants there? Did they attack you?"
It was, I believe it was a spider actually.
Huh. These notes say, he reads it a couple times. He's like, my Atlantean is a little bit old, but yes, it says ants, which makes sense with the structure. And he kind of, he's squinting at it. And he says, clearly we'll need to eradicate whatever creature is in there and see what green diamonds may be at the bottom. But that is for tomorrow, I think. Let us eat. And he kind of like sits down and starts reading the papers again.
While we're sitting here resting, I'm going to go ahead and cure light wound myself.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
Brickhill picks up the other set of tongs, and she will take the Oltan and say, "You should keep 1 set, and the second set of gloves, I think, Panesta, you should keep them."
Okay. Write that down.
Yeah, let me No, heavy
Lieutenant's like,
gloves.
well, my profession before I was a priest was that of a butcher, but I reckon these may come in handy depending on exactly what I'm butchering.
This
Speaking
spider that you was attacked by, did you see where its lair, where it went to lair at?
Inside the thing, the stones, right?
Yep.
Yep, it went right back
Yeah.
inside.
It crawled back up into that stone structure. I
Maybe
mean,
it would be,
if there are ants in there, then they should kill the spider, right?
maybe it would be best then if we go there tomorrow to try to burn it out. Then
Yeah, we can try. I saw Uhtred damage it pretty good with that fancy new sword of his. Of course, he is the champion of the arena, so would expect nothing less of him.
This
Well, if it
sword is
is-
amazing. It's
Ah,
like
I held myself for one.
if it
Well,
is
you'll be able to get
seriously injured,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tony. I interrupted you.
okay. If it is seriously injured, maybe we can easily burn it then, and it will not be able to escape from its lair.
Well, I mean, if it's an ant tunnel, it might go a long ways back.
Yeah, that is my fear. Looking at the size of that hill, I'm almost afraid to see the ants that would make such a thing.
Well, maybe you can just coax it out again, then, Kassan. And she gives you a smile.
I am pretty good at getting things to come after me.
Nice.
Say, Bolton, would you mind, I don't know, saying a prayer to your god and examining this wound that the spider gave to me? I'm going to take that as a no.
You're muted.
I was muted, sorry. I said sure, and he would walk over and examine the wound to try and see just how severe the wound would be.
On a 1 to
supply
6,
of poison.
I'm on a 2.
So you think a cure light would do you okay?
I mean, if you don't roll a 1 like I did.
Yeah, so I would say a prayer and offer the blessings of Day. And is it D6 or is it D8?
D8.
Wow, you did roll bad.
Yeah.
All right. How about a 5?
Oh, I'm back up to the max then. Thank you.
Anytime.
Your God truly is a God of healing, and my God truly is a God of mystery.
Fickle are the gods, my friend. Yeah.
You may or may not have a bit of a god pissed off at you, Clarence. All right, yeah. So, Rush, go ahead and roll me a d6 as you bed down for the night.
Row. Let's see what we get here. I rolled a 5.
Excellent. My favorite number. Cool. So yeah, you guys, you get to rest, as best you can. You set up your tents and you eat, and he's pouring over these documents. And it's not, there's not that much. You can see that he just keeps reading them over and over again. There's only like maybe 3 pages of it. And once you guys kind of pack up the stuff in the morning, he says, yes, it seems there was a large group of ants that were crawling into the area and eating upon the green diamonds, feeding on it. So we need to see what happened, if they're still there, and did you see any come out throughout the night? I mean, I'm assuming everybody did watches. You guys did not see any ants come out.
I did not.
Not me.
Well, let's take. Oh,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna, Kassan was just gonna say, well, let's take the case, the new case that I found near the entrance of the long one. Let's load it onto a camel or
Donkey.
whatever we have, and yeah, let's just in case we find any of these green rocks or anything, we'll have a box to store them in, as your box holds documents.
Wait a second. You wanna? These ants may have been feeding on the green diamonds,
Well,
and
this
we've
is
seen
what
what the
it
green
says.
diamonds do, and you want to go look for them. I don't know if that's such a good idea.
This is why
Vanessa.
you are here, Vanessa.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Well, did the spider act any more erratic than what normal spiders act? I mean,
No, the spider didn't.
No.
maybe the ants and the green stuff are completely gone by now.
And I can't shoot web from my hand, so it must have just been a normal spider.
Okay, but so help me if we run into some sort of strange zombie were ants. It's on you guys.
He would nudge Vanessa with his elbow and just be like, well, at this point, do you expect anything less?
No, I guess not. It'll
Go.
make for a good story.
It'll make for the finest of songs and tavern tales.
Yes.
Well, as I told you, the Atlanteans were the masters of the green diamonds. They used it for their machinations. So
We used to have an Atlantean in this party, but she decided to part ways before we come here.
oh, that is unfortunate.
I know. I wish she would have stayed.
Well, the desert may not have been so good for her skin, if you catch my drift.
This is true. Yes. Well, when the Atlanteans came here, clearly, he tells you that these documents, of course, they dated them because they were like their notebook. They're something like 200 years old. So he's like, these Atlanteans have long passed. And there was a river here, at least during certain seasons then. But unless you're going to leave somebody back to guard him, you would have to take everything with you to go, because he's not going to sit there with 10 donkeys in the middle of the desert by himself. So either you're going to have to leave people with him to guard him, or everybody's going to have to move all the equipment up to the thing. In fact, he kind of wants to go, so unless you have a problem with it, you're going to just have to move across the desert with all of
No, because I don't think it'd be a good idea to leave anybody behind either.
Yeah. I was just saying that because it seemed like possibly the Cassian Kassan was saying, to take that thing with one donkey. But yeah, you're going to want to take everything.
Oh, no. I was just saying load it up on a donkey.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, all the gear goes on the donkey. There'd be no sense of carrying that thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so off you go. You're moving a little slower because you're, moving a whole herd of donkeys. But you're able to get, up to it. It's only a mile away, so it doesn't take very long. You get within a few hundred feet of it, maybe say a safe distance, so to speak, so that, much further away than the spider attacked you last time. You can see the area where you dug up the box, and you can still see bones scattered around that area. And yeah, what do you want to do? So essentially, you've got this mound of stones, the rock pile.
Where did your pretty beast go, Kassan?
Oh yeah, I wanted to show him those skulls too, and let him know we found those skulls. So I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, if you had showed him to him, he would have probably half looked at them because he was so fascinated by the paperwork. But he thinks that they're probably Atlanteans. You can't really tell by the skulls. It's hard to tell anyway.
I would just want to. That's why I grabbed the skulls so he could examine them and see what he thought of them. Yeah,
he would imagine that because of the paperwork, it seems like they're probably Atlanteans, but without further tests, he wouldn't necessarily know. But he thanks you for that, and he'll keep the skulls for the research and to search brains from.
Yeah, so Kassan will kind of point up near the ridge or wherever where he saw the spider crawl in, and it went into that open area up there.
Yeah, it's basically almost a pyramid-shaped giant pile of stones. It's 18 feet tall by 40-foot diameter at the bottom. It basically went in the top. It's basically, it's like an anthill.
Uhtred will saunter over to Kassan and kind of nudge him and say, "You can't actually shoot webs and just keeping it quiet, can you?"
No.
I mean, it'd probably come out of your butt if it was,
Uhtred disappointedly walks away.
So there is no visible entrance around the bottom of this place, correct?
Nope, just at the top. You can, at a safe distance, you can circle around it just to make sure, but you don't see anything. It looks like there's the top. And that you can barely see. You only know it's there because you know it's there. Like it basically,
Right,
it's like a volcano. It basically went inside of it.
Well,
Right.
I would prefer to not lead the way this time.
Well, should we throw some oil there and a torch and see what it does first before any of us go in there?
That's what I'm thinking. Drop fire down the hole.
Right. Well, you'll have to climb up to the top of the 18-foot.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Just give me something to burn.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you. I have torches. That's all I don't have any incendiary oil or anything like that.
Yeah, I can give you a thing of oil.
Okay.
So maybe Uhtred will soak some bandages in some of the oil and kind of ball them up, I guess, and take it up there and light it on fire and nudge them into the hole.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you start to head towards it. I mean, when you get within 20 feet of this thing, the spider comes out, of course, because it hears you. You're not surprised, clearly, because it knows you're there. So yeah, it comes to the top. You're standing 20 feet away from the mound. Everybody else is maybe another 60 feet back from you. You have a torch and some rags in your hand. What do you want to do?
Dang.
Well, I would defend myself and attack, probably.
Okay, with the torch, or are you going to drop all that stuff and draw your sword?
Torch in one hand, sword in another.
All right, that sounds pretty epic. Okay, so go ahead and roll initiative against the spider as it charges at you.
1.
What'd you get?
1.
Oh no! Oh no! All right, I got 2. Okay, so it charges at you. It doesn't seem overly scared of the little torch. It's pretty big. It's 7 feet long. But it misses her. Maybe it's more scared of the torch than you originally thought. It charges forward and it just kind of almost gets to you and kind of spins its hands in front
Yourself
of
as
you.
one of the orcs
Misses by a mile.
or ogres.
7-foot spider.
So yeah.
But it's up to
on
you. If we can do it, we can, but
AC 5.
AC 5, that it? Hold on. I think that hits the spider. Hold on, sorry. I'm going to switch off the page. The spider has AC 6. Yeah, that hits.
Okay. For 9 damage.
The mighty Uhtred. He doesn't need rags. Yeah, this thing charges at you, and you just drop the rags and draw your sword and cut it down, and it's laying there in front of you, with 2 large slashes in it, one from yesterday and one from today. And that's how it's done.
Yeah, there's that. I'll be able to write a song about that.
Now all your oily rags are sandy as well, as I said on the ground.
Oh well.
Bolton's like Dragon Slayer, Spider Killer. How many nicknames is this guy gonna have before it's all over?
You should take one of those fangs and add it to your necklace.
I was actually thinking that very thing.
Okay.
I don't know.
You would reach into its mouth and yank out one of its fangs.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, you could break one off. I mean, they're big. Clearly, it's a 7-foot spider, so it's probably
Cool.
60 inches long or longer.
Dagger length. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's big. Yeah, I mean, you do that, and I mean, probably everybody waits for a second to see if anything else happens. It's clearly the same one. You can see the slash from yesterday. Yeah, as you do that and spend a couple of minutes, nothing else seems to come out.
Do we still want to
Yeah,
drop
well,
fire down there, Brighild?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
I was asking if you still think we should drop fire down there.
Oh, I think it will be okay now that if none of its friends have come out, unless you think it's best that we do. And Also, the Vol, he's not going to be able to get up here, is he? I mean, we'd have to help him up there. Does he want to come in with us, or does he wants to stay down?
Yeah, no, yeah, it'll be tricky for him to get up there. So he'll probably sit on a donkey and hope that one of you guys will stay with him. And he said, they'll say, make sure it's clear, and if it looks like there's any green diamonds, then you'll have to lower me in, because it's probably gonna be a hole, which it clearly is. When you get up there and you look in, you can see it's literally just a hole that goes straight down.
I will stay here with our employer for the time being and protect him.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. So you climb up on top, and like I say, you look down. You can see that this is it's pretty big. It's maybe like 8-foot diameter. Hole just goes straight down into the darkness. It goes pretty far down. You'll need rope or something if you want to traverse it. And also, you see lots and lots of webs as you look down there. Of course, there's like spider webs like lining the thing.
Maybe we should burn them so we don't get stuck.
You don't want to do that.
I'll drop the torch down the hole.
Okay. Yeah, they light up. I mean, as you drop it, it kind of like the ones at the top start to catch fire, and it falls and falls and falls. And it goes pretty far. It drops like you would estimate somewhere close to 100 feet down into the earth, and you can see just like you're looking into this like tube of flame as all these webs are burning up down there. You're probably kind of warm. It's really cold out too, so you're probably like, oh, this is nice. As it's actually it's warmer today. It's 10 degrees.
Oh, gross.
But yeah, it takes a few minutes, but eventually the fire stops and you feel like it's probably burnt out, although now it's kind of smoky, but yeah. And the torch probably burns down like as part of it, all kind of burns together. But you would imagine that you're looking at probably at least 100-foot drop, if not a little further, into the
Wilfred lets out a whistle. I'm not even sure I want to go down there.
And I mean, you have. You don't have to have like whatever coils of rope you have on your person. I mean, you have all that the supplies from the donkey, so you do have enough rope if you want to try to traverse it.
Well, our employer, as you say, this is what we're here for. It's what you said. So he's asked us to go down there. You guys want to go down there?
Let's go.
Wultan?
Obviously, as I've said many, many times, I go where you go, where my friends go, but a little bit leery of leaving Brighild, who's one of our, probably our second best warrior behind. But what the hell,
Okay.
Wait, why are we leaving Brighild behind?
She's guarding the dude.
Yeah, she's going to guard Duel.
Okay.
Somebody has to stay with the wizard guy.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense. All right. Uhtred, are you going first?
Sure.
I mean, you are the champion of the arena. Surely you should be able to handle anything that might be lurking down there.
He slowly grabs the rope and slowly starts to lower himself down the hole.
Okay.
I'll hold it for the other two, and I'll hold it for the other two, and then I'll bring up the rear.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely do that. While you're doing that, you're starting to work your way down. Vul kind of, moves closer to, now he feels more safe, to those bones, and he's kind of looking at them, Brighild, and he says, boy, who knows what could be buried here? It might be worth doing some excavation right here after we get the diamonds.
Well, I can start digging here now while we're waiting, if you desire.
Yes, if you could. I'll keep watch. He sits on the donkey and kind of is looking around to make sure nothing creeps up on y'all.
Yeah, and you said we had excavation, like tools and picks and stuff.
We all got feared, and we all went into different directions.
Okay.
So of course,
so you start digging on that.
Sure.
Down into the depths of the earth. You all go. You slowly go down. When you get to the bottom of that tunnel where the spider was in, it goes down, like I said, over 100 feet into the earth. And it basically ends in it's not like what you would imagine, like an anthill. It doesn't like go off in a million different directions. It's just one chamber, and you can see that there's like big chunks missing from the wall, almost like things were pulled from the wall. Like if you maybe you've been in mines before, but you don't see any trace of any kind of green diamonds. You just see basically hard desert sand packed down there.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I mean that takes a little while for you guys to get down there. I mean, unless you want to dig or something, you don't see anything really obvious. Tony, you can roll a d6 up top since you're digging.
That is a 1.
1. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, you're kind of digging, and you kind of you pull out like a big chunk of like kind of hardened sand, and you see what looks like almost like a strap for a backpack, but it seems to be made out of some kind of like almost like a metallic substance. And you can see the rest of it's buried. It looks like some kind of a metal backpack.
Yeah, I'll start digging, and digging it out.
Okay. Yeah, so you dig that out. Down below, does anybody want to dig or search her or anything? Or
Yeah,
Or
Kazan. Oh,
Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, Kazan definitely wants to search around, maybe dig around a little bit.
Oh yeah, we need to search for sure.
all right, so everybody's just gonna search her.
Yeah, I'd say Uther's going to kind of walk around tapping the wall a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So you especially with the tapping of the walls, maybe even like jamming your dagger into it or whatever. You don't. Nothing's hollow. Like it's very very solid down here. You guys don't find any kind of passageways or any tunnels or anything. What you do find is it looks to be, you can definitely see, I mean, with some, especially with maybe with the barbarian skill or maybe some stories that you guys have heard, that clearly some very very large possibly ant creatures were gnawing and digging here, but they left a long time ago from what you can tell. Like it looks like it's like practically petrified now.
We don't see any evidence of any green diamonds.
Nope, not at all.
Okay. Petrified.
Yeah. Yeah, so
It looks-
sadly, you climb back up a long ass rope, and by the time you do, this takes a couple of hours, all said and done. You have unearthed something there, Brigild. It
All
is
right.
actually, I think Vol will probably. Let me see if he knows what it is. Oh, he does indeed. It is an ancient Atlantean weapon. It is a metallic backpack with straps, and attached to it is a flexible metal tube that ends in what you would call possibly a wand, with a little switch on it. And Vol tells you this is an Atlantean flamethrower.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, it's a flamethrower.
Oh, well stated, sir. We were all thinking it.
Ah,
Yep.
how big is it? Just like roughly.
Let's see. It has a 5-gallon tank, so it's pretty big.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a big old backpack. It doesn't feel full. In fact, there's probably a gauge on it, and you can tell that it's not. You're not going to get that many uses out of it. It's pretty light. You know it's not full. And I don't know that you would know how to fill it, or anybody would know how to fill it. I don't know how to fill it, so we'll assume right now it can't be refilled by you guys. But you will have a limited amount of, whoever uses it will have a limited amount of use.
The old flamethrower.
Yep. It's an Atlantean flamethrower, so it's high tech.
Yeah, she'll have it all cleaned up the time they all get back and not even say anything. Just have it kind of sitting there like at the camp.
Nice. Yeah. So Vol's, he's excited to see it and he's very fascinated by it. But as per your agreement, it's not a green diamond, so it's yours. When you all come up and you report that you haven't found any diamonds down there, he's not very happy, of course. But he kind of looks around and he says, "Well, we wasted a lot of time here. We should probably move on. Let's get to the mine where we know they are."
Well, do you think though myself and Kassan have unearthed things here on the sand where these Atlantean uh, bones were? Should we keep digging here for a good hour or so and see if we find anything else?
Yes, yes. I don't think. Let me see what he thinks about that. He's unsure. No, he seems a little frustrated. He says, "No, let's just go to where we know they are. Time's wasting."
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and he would try to get you all back on path back to the main road there where you were traveling.
Yeah, Brick here will just take our flamethrower. You know, she'll explain to the party what Vol said it was, and just strap it onto one of the donkeys or whatever.
Yeah,
Nice find, Brighild.
yeah,
We
it's
coil up our rope that's down the hole too.
right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so you guys move forward, and you're traveling once again. Go ahead, Nikki, and roll me a d6.
Okay. 6.
Hey, nice. Okay, well, the late morning goes pretty smoothly with no issues. Let's see. Let's see how fast you're traveling. Okay, Kenneth, you roll a d6 for me.
I rolled a 6 as well.
Nice. So you spy a couple of things on your journey today so far. One of which is pretty far away, and Vola has absolutely no intention of even looking at it, but just so you know, it's there. Off to the west, some 7 or 8 miles, there was a large field of cacti. But this thing's much closer now. About 3 miles off to the side, to the east, you see what looks to be a bit of an oasis. You can see, fertile trees, and those kind of things growing. I mean, you're not necessarily in need of that right now, but it's there. Maybe you make note of it.
There might be dragons.
Yeah, unless you want to explore it, but he doesn't seem at. Let me just roll this. Yeah. Vol has absolutely no intention of stopping at the oasis. He just says, no. But just so you know, it's there. Brighild, give me a d6.
6.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh,
That's what we needed. All right. You're coming up now, actually close to the end of the day. You haven't made nearly as much progress as you did the first day, of course, because you stopped. You made progress because you did a lot of digging, but you're all getting a little tired or whatever. And you kind of, you can see some stone outcroppings now where the desert is. You're reaching kind of a rocky part of the desert. You can think of almost like the western part of the United States where there's like the kind of big stones in the desert. And as you're progressing, you first hear and then look and see a man. He is yelling. How far away is he? He is. Okay, so he's actually pretty close. He's maybe 500 yards away. He's small. He's standing in a cave mouth about 30 feet up off the ground, and he starts screaming at the top of his lungs in kind of broken common, more, you get the sense almost like he hasn't been speaking much, so it's hard for him to talk, versus that he doesn't speak common, if you know what I mean. And he's yelling, go away! You can't have it! Go away! This is not for you!
well, I wonder what this man has.
I would gesture a guess.
What do you think he has? Bull says.
Kassan's just going to kind of look over to the rest of the group, giving them kind of a look.
Yeah. Well, the last person we saw who acted like this had your M4A.
Really? Perhaps we should investigate.
Yes,
Come.
but you should stay. You should stay at the back of the group. These are probably known to be very aggressive.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I can't stay by
Yeah.
myself.
Well, you just stay, behind us at least.
All right, so you're gonna bring the whole
Yes.
caravan, but you're just gonna put them at the back.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I was thinking.
perfect.
And I guess who's going to walk up front? I guess Britt killed, and because like
Oh.
Kassan would like to stay 20 feet or so back from whoever is traveling up front.
Does
Uhtred
Vol know anything about this? What kind of nomads live out here or anything?
No, I mean he knows that they were what he told you before was. I know it's been a little bit, so I'll give you a little, so we don't forget things that he told you. He told you a story about a guy that he had talked to that 30 years ago had come out here to prospect and try to find the ship, and he was kidnapped and by cavemen, cavemen, I believe it. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
by cavemen of the Isle of Tarath, which this doesn't look like to you based on what you would know. And then he was basically, eventually escaped after being kind of tortured and enslaved for multiple years. But that's the only thing that he knows about people that might be out here. And this guy does not look like he's a caveman. I mean, he's living in a cave, but not a caveman in the sense that,
Okay.
What's he dressed? When we get closer, what's he dressed in? Just the
Yeah.
ratty.
Yeah, so this guy is craggy ledge, the bank overlooking the dried up riverbed. He stands in the mouth of the cave. Okay, he's he's screaming obscenities, which I'm not going to say. He's scrawny and disheveled, old man. He's got a bald head, scraggly gray beard that stretches to his knees. Liver spotted, leathery brown skin, pointy nose, beady eyes that glow with a slight green tinge. He wears furs. Looks like he wears furs that are made from desert hares. So that he's probably eaten or whatever. And yeah, if you start to move closer to him, he actually picks up some rocks and starts to throw them, but he can't throw them very far. So you're like a few hundred feet away, and he just throws them, and they go maybe 15 feet, 10 feet. And he's like, "Stay
Kassan,
back."
this appears to be one that you could probably tackle easier than I can.
I mean, what do you? I mean, he's clearly mad. What are you wanting me to do?
Well, you're not just going to walk up there and slaughter the man, are you? I mean, let's tackle him and tie him up like we did the last one.
Yeah. I mean, you seemed to do a good job at that last time. I'm not nearly as strong as you are, Brighild. I'll cover you.
Oh, I'm sure you will. There
Tiring
may be
of,
others come out of the cave.
tiring of this, Uhtred will just head up the hill.
Okay, yeah, he's throwing rocks, but again, he's missing by a mile, and he's like, "You stay back. They all thought that I would die. They tried to betray me, but I have it, and you can't have it." He yells.
And once Uhtred gets close enough, he just grabs him by the beard.
Okay. Okay, yeah, just make an attack roll. Just he might try to step out of the way.
17 on the
Oh,
dice.
yeah, you grab him, no problem. So yeah, you snag him by the beard. And he's still yelling, kind of spitting at you a little bit as he yells. And he's like, "Leave now! You do not know the power that I have. I am a grand wizard."
Ooh. I would kind of pull him towards me and kind of turn around with him and kind of push him down the hill towards everybody else.
"Do not make me speak the word of the curse. I will curse you." You notice when you got up to the top, by the way, where he was, that there was a dwelling behind him in the cave. Yeah. So he starts to come down. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, when she sees Uhtred bringing them down without any resistance, she's going to look at Panesta and Kassan and go, well, seems Uhtred has him under control. Let's go forth and see what is in there.
I
Be
was just
careful.
thinking that.
He claims to be a grand wizard.
Oh, you hear Vol in the back says, "A wizard," and he kind of looks around. As the armor gets closer, so you Brighild and Panesta, you go up past Uhtred to go into the cave. What about Kassan? What are you doing? You're staying with the old man.
Yeah, Kassan is Yeah, Kassan's bringing up the rear. Like I said, he's he was back, but I think he was back about 20 feet or so,
Okay,
and
so you're
he's
leaving.
coming up.
So you're gonna leave the wizard by himself.
Oh, oh no, Vol, no, he'll stay back. Vol's about 20 feet from him.
Vol is at the back where you are.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Kassan will stay with Vol. He'll cover. He says to the party, "Don't worry, I'm providing cover." And he'll stand there with his bow in his hand.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, yeah. So as you walk past the guy, he's like yelling. He says, "I will curse you. Do not let me speak the word." And he kind of looks at Panesta and Brighild as he's being pushed back to the out of the way by Uhtred. And then he turns and he looks. Actually, it's unclear if he's looking at Kassan or Vol, but he says, "You came back, treacherous one. I knew you would. You tried to kill me, but I will have the last laugh. I will curse you." And at that, Vol pulls from his sleeve a wand and blasts this guy. Wow. Okay, hold on. And Uhtred, you feel the body fall limp in your hand. You're probably still holding the beard as this guy drops to the ground with two big holes in his chest.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Would Brighild and Panessa had heard the old man say that to Vol? I mean, since we went on past him or not?
Yeah. Everybody probably heard it. He screamed it. He was looking towards Vol slash Kassan, like in the back of the group. You're not sure who he was talking to, but probably one of those two, because not you guys, because obviously he yelled at that in the back.
With the body hanging limp at the end of the beard, he'll just release the beard.
Okay, it crumbles to the ground.
Brighild will turn and look towards Vol, seeing him do that, and go, What did the old man do to deserve his death that way?
I could see that he was about to cast a curse spell. Could you not see it? A powerful curse.
I believe he was well under cure of Uhtred.
A sword cannot beat a curse. You know that as a wielder of magic yourself.
I think the old man was full of folly, but... And she looks at Panessa with kind of like that look like, this is a little too much.
And Panesta looks at her like, kind of, yeah, I'm not sure I believe him about that. I don't think that guy could curse anyone.
You saw him,
We
didn't
were-
you? He says to Kassan. He was pointing his finger right at us.
Well, he was yelling at us and did make claims of being a grand wizard, but he looks at the others like, yeah, no, I'm not buying this shit for a second.
What did he mean by you came back? I'm going to ask Vol that.
Who came back?
Well,
I
he
don't
looked
know.
like he was looking your way when he said it.
Well, he was clearly a madman.
Who could cast a curse?
Yes.
Oh. And I will side-eye Brighild again.
Have you not
Your
met madmen with the power of spell casting?
Brighild would just
yes,
turn and walk
actually,
back
yeah.
towards the cave. She wants to get in the cave to keep Vol from coming up there, and she's going to go in there and look and see if she sees any signs of tomes of magic books or anything, scrolls.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
follow her.
Kassan's going to look at Vol and say, you know what? I have met madmen who can control magic before.
Yes. This is something that we find when we travel enough. Perhaps your friends just are not as experienced.
Uhtred would kneel and just kind of frisk the guy's body to see if there is anything in the. I hate to do this actually, but kind of search through his hairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean he's just got these this fur that clearly he like catches these rabbits and eats them and makes clothing out of them. He doesn't have anything on his body. Let me just check to make sure that's true, but I'm pretty sure that's.
What about any marking other than the burnings from the holes?
No, it's like they're just like clear holes, almost like just like you would almost imagine like if well, I mean, you've never seen anything like it before. I don't even know what to say.
What I meant was, does he have any strange markings on his body? Like, does he have any tattoos or is anything unusual?
No.
Okay.
He does not. He just kind of looks like a old hermit guy. Not like a fish hermit, like the other guy. All right, so when you get to the top, so it's a relatively wide cave, but then it immediately goes back to a narrow area that you have to kind of squeeze to get through, and then opens up again into a kind of an open. It's almost like this is like a thin, relatively thin, like a pedestal of stone. So like the side that you came in was like this. Oh, I'll do this one. You can see it. So it's like an open cave. You go through like this crack. It's like 2.5, 3 feet wide. And when you come out the other side, it's open again on the other side. And you can see that there's a way to climb up, like kind of handholds to climb up. So it takes a little bit of effort. You got to climb up if you want to, go into this place. And when you do, you see there's a flat area where he has a fire pit set up. Over the fire pit are two very, very burnt hairs. There's a table that seems to be carved out of stone, like slowly carved out of stone by somebody who took a long time to do it. And the table has a bunch of fruit on it, ruby red fruit. There's a stone basin with dirty water in it, a bed of fur blankets. The walls are made of limestone, and they are painted with crude images, including a massive ape with bat-like wings, a Viking ship flying in the air, and giant ants, and Walking Dead Walking Dead men wearing horned helms, not tearing, wearing horned helms. So that's basically the description of this film.
But no books or scrolls or papers or nothing?
Not super obvious. As you're searching around, you find a metal scroll tube with 3 papyrus sheets. They are... Oh, interesting. Okay. So they're in a foreign language. They're actually in Eskimo tongue. I don't think anybody speaks that, right? So, but you might actually recognize it a little bit because you encountered that a lot in the other place. So you can't read it, but you kind of know what it is. And it actually has interpretations written on it in common. And this is player handout number 1. Apparently, this is a handout I'm supposed to give you. You got ahead of me a little bit here. Okay, hold on. Let me give you player handout number 1. All right, hold on. Let me give this to you. How exciting. You actually got further than I thought you were going to because you left the Fane without exploring the whole thing.
We have a habit of doing that.
Yes, you do. You think I would be used to it by now?
Hey, Daniel.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. You said that while you're looking at this, you said that the paintings on the wall, you said it was like giant ants, a Viking ship. Like, was there something in between?
You're not there.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry. No, it's okay, but you're not there. Or else I would answer the question.
We asked you to come.
Well, somebody has to stay back with Vul. I mean, unless you want to leave Vul.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Uhtred's there still, too. So.
What happened to Old Town?
I don't know. We've been ignoring him. Where is Old Town?
I was going along with with everybody else.
Okay, so you're up there. You're up there in the room, or you're back with Uhtred and.
I'm up there with the room.
Okay.
I missed something. I thought we had only left the one person back there, and I was with the rest of the group.
That was the plan, and then there was suddenly a bit of a strange combat that happened.
Okay.
So then I think that Uhtred decided to stay back as well.
All right.
So yeah, so you're with the group. So you could anybody else could ask the question. Anybody else could ask Crystal's question. Okay, so I sent you player handout 1 and 2, so don't look at number 2 yet.
Sure.
Where's it at?
It's I just sent it in the Facebook. I
Oh,
probably should have put it in roll 20. I don't know why I did it that way. Let me put it in roll 20.
Yeah, I didn't get it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Can I write like a meta thought in Roll20, like for the rest of the group?
No, you're not there.
Dude, really?
I don't even know how to put it. I don't know how to attach an attachment here in roll 20. You just drop it. I don't think I can send it in roll 20 like that. I think you have to do it through there. I could put it here, I guess. All right, hold on one second.
I don't think Roll20 is designed for a quick drag and drop showing that they
No, it's
want
not.
you.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
You
I
should
don't-
have it all set up.
I don't see it on Facebook either.
No,
is
I
it
don't
in the
either.
Chat?
I'll put it in the Astonishing campaign chat.
Nope, it's not there.
Nope.
Oh,
Wow,
I
it's not there for me.
That's because I did not hit enter yet, which is actually good because that way I'm not giving you both videos. Well, I don't know how to stop sending it, so you'll get it eventually, I guess. Hold on. Let me do this again without giving you both.
No, I don't think so. I hope not.
All right. Player handout number 1. All right, so I will put this. I can do it in roll 20. If you guys don't mind, just give me 1 second. I'll do it. That way it's there. I just have to.
Well, he's just getting some of them. He's not gonna do much. We can't.
Altan's pet is in recharge mode.
You mean behind me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
preparing to raise hell once again.
Yeah, well, there's the little one, and then there's the other one.
dude.
They are both psyched out.
I want that German Shepherd so bad.
That's my baby girl.
Okay, roll 20 anytime you want to do it.
She's my purebred that I got for free, which is,
That's the deal.
yeah, it is.
These days, you're talking about at least $3,000.
Yeah. Well, around here they're about 12, 15, but still, yeah. I don't have papers on them, but I don't care.
Okay, so this is kind of down and dirty, guys, but I'm going to bring you over and roll 20. There you go. You should see it now, right? Player's handout.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah. So this is basically written in Eskimo, and then these entries are basically the interpretations of them. Let's see. Also,
Snakes.
it's always snakes.
God.
It's always snakes with Fernesta. Also,
No, you feel slightly turned on.
Also, you find in your searching up there with that tube, it's sitting in the fire pit, kind of under a stone, a single green diamond.
Vanessa found that?
We'll say Ultan did, because Vanessa's reading the thing.
Oh.
That's
Is
why
it
you weren't
just
paying
sitting-
attention, 'cause it's in the fire
Yeah.
pit. So maybe you're like, oh, what's going on here? And you go to move the hairs off because they're burning. And when you do, like a stone moves and you see that stashed under it is a single green diamond. It lies under a stone in the fire pit.
My precious.
Yes, it's my birthday present. So yeah, I'll reach and take the diamond out, and immediately inspect it to see if it looks like it's been eaten on.
No, it looks beautiful and pristine. It's probably one of the most glorious diamonds you have ever seen in your life. It's very strange
So-
that it's green.
Yeah, so I call the others over and I'm like, look at this thing. Look at it. It has to be worth a fortune. And I kind of show it to everybody.
You should not have touched it though with your bare hands.
I just kind of look at Brighild like, are you serious? Like that. I'm like, well, quick, someone open a pouch.
Well, we have the tongs and the gloves.
Okay. Someone open a pouch.
I just love that you have in your. You shouldn't have touched that. We have tongs. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I've already touched it. Open a pouch.
Yeah. Did you read this thing? Probably not a good idea. I'll open a pouch.
No, you were reading it. I grabbed the diamond.
Yeah.
We should have done this the other way around.
Yeah.
Touch.
Sweet. I'm cursed. So, anybody got a pouch?
Yes, I'm holding it open for you right now.
I just drop it right in the pouch.
Okay. I quickly tie it up and put it out of the way because, yeah, you guys should really read the fine print here.
Perhaps we should read the fine print. Yeah. So while they're up there reading that, do Uhtred or Kazan have anything to say to Vul as he was hanging out down there?
Is it possible to dig a hole and bury the body?
Absolutely.
That's what Uhtred would do.
Yeah, you got shovels, and the earth is soft relatively. So yeah, that's very nice of you.
I'm just going to reach down and rub my hands in the dirt on the stone and like I'm trying to rub off
does
the
something
diamond
gross.
touch. Yeah. Yeah.
Brighild will look towards Pinesta and Oltan and go, should we show these papers to our employer or not? Or should we just put them back in this scroll tube and keep them for now?
You know, I'm starting to wonder about our employer. So maybe we should just keep them.
Well, he only asked for the green stuff, so
That's right.
this is not green.
Nope. I don't see any reason why. We've already warned him that these things could be dangerous, so
Well, let's roll the papers up and I'll put them in a tube and keep them on my person when he does not know for now.
all right.
Oltan, you found the green diamond. I will leave it up to you if you want to give it to him or not. That is your choice.
Yep, and I'll hand you this little sack with it. Oltan.
I'm still muted. I'm sitting here talking and I'm muted. So the diamond is green and the man, he wished for the diamonds. So the question we have to ask, or he asked for all the green diamonds. So we have to ask ourselves, are we the kind to double cross our employers, or are we the kind who keep to our word?
At this point, I am one to keep to my word, but something strange just occurred out there a moment ago. The crazed old man acted like he knew our employer, but the employer, whatever he did, was very powerful to kill the old man that quick, and exactly for what reason, I do not yet know. Something strange is going on more than has been told to us.
Well, the way I see it, his business with the old man is just that. It is his business. And if he did something very powerful to kill the man who came after him, well, that seems it would be all the more reason to not cross him. So I think I shall give the diamond.
Yes, I have no issue you giving him. I think it's best. I do not want to be influenced by those things.
Yes, I was just about to say, I don't actually think I want to keep any of these diamonds. He can have them. We just have to watch him for signs of,
Yes.
Well,
madness.
I mean that is the deal.
Yes.
You're not supposed to
We-
keep any of them.
We conclude our business with the man. The faster we do, the faster we can move on.
Exactly.
His business continues to be his own.
But I am going to grab one of these roasted rabbits and take to Uhtred for him to eat.
Probably a good idea.
There you go.
A Viking on an empty stomach is not a pleasant Viking at all.
Fantastic. Okay. So yeah, you're gonna go down and meet the rest.
Is there a way to get can you put the handout in the event or something? Because I can't memorize it all this fast.
It's in roll 20.
Oh, okay. It'll just stay there.
Well, yeah, I'll just leave it on that page in roll 20 for now, but I'll put it in as a handout if I can figure out how to do that. I didn't remember how to make it a handout, so I just stuck it in as a page. But there is a
Okay.
way to make it a handout, and I don't know exactly how to do that. Or I'll put it in the event, like you said.
You just know me and my liking to
Hold
keep
on,
everything.
is this how you do it? Hold on. Oh, here we go. Handout. Okay, I can do it. I know how to do it. I'm not gonna do it right now in the middle of the game. I'll put it in as a handout. But I'll
Awesome.
leave this up
Okay.
anyways until next week anyways, so you can. Yes, of course. No, the paperwork may or may not be relevant. Who knows what it could be?
Oh, that reads pretty relevant to Pinesta.
So you climb back down. Vul seems impatient to see what maybe you had found. So as soon as he sees you, he says, "What did the mad old hermit have? What was he so anxious to keep us from? What was it? What was it?"
He was protecting a roasted rabbit as she holds it up and says, "This is for you, Uhtred," and throws it to him.
Excuse me. He'll catch it and he'll look at it and notice it's slightly heavily burned. I believe you said.
Yes, it is.
And he'll decide not to partake. But he'll thank Brighill just the same.
Yeah, it's not like the cold monkey brains.
But that's all Brickhill says. She doesn't say anything else.
Pinesta looks at Ultan like, eh?
He just kind of shrugs back.
Okay.
I'm a little lost.
I think you had the thing.
Oh yeah. Sorry. All right, yeah. So the guy's right here, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I walk up and I motion to Vanessa to bring the pouch forward, and I take the pouch and just hold it while it's still attached to her. And I open it up and I say, "Is that what you seek?"
Yes. As soon as you hold the pouch up and open it, he immediately shoves his hand inside and he holds it out and he's looking at it. He's like, "Oh, fantastic! Was there more? Are there more?"
That's the only one that I saw.
We must find more. He's holding it up. There's got to be more where this one came from.
First possible here.
Where did he get it from? We could ask. Oh, perhaps that
It was hidden under a stone in a fireplace.
Why would he do that?
Perhaps he figured it was the last place someone would look.
And there were no more? One is all he has after all this time?
That's all that we saw.
What do you mean after all this time?
Well, he's an old man.
Hmm.
Clearly, he's been here for a long time. he takes it. He looks at you all and he says, "Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's find the mine before it gets too late." And he puts the stone in his pocket.
As he puts the stone in his pocket, I'm going to be like, there's no danger for the fact that I am no magician. There's no danger to the fact that I may have touched the
Well, I'm gonna
diamond
try.
with my
No,
bare
no.
hands, is there?
No, of course not. Only the weak-minded can be affected by such things.
So I say, okay.
You notice that, like, his eyes are just a little bit greener than they were last time you looked at him. Any motions to Kassan to bring his dog to lead his donkeys forward.
Oh boy. We need to just finish this job, guys.
Yeah.
And you travel for another couple of hours north, and as you're just starting to feel like you're going to basically stop for the day, you see about a mile or so away, sticking out from the desert floor, what appears to be a very, very old and now petrified mast of a very large ship. And he sees it, and he looks, and he says, "We're here. Set up camp." And I think we'll end it right there.